Welcome to the Jay Payso podcast. This is episode. I couldn't even tell you that. To be honest, I forgot what episode we on. But man, this is a special one, man. This is definitely a special podcast today, for many reasons. I mean, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't. But we got the one and only, my good friend, Mr. Jerrell Dinkins, in the building today.
Yes, sir.
What up, man?
We in here.
Yeah. Yo, so it's been man. I'm gonna tell you, to get this rolling, we already recorded, but man, we did a whole 3-hour podcast last week.
Went crazy.
It was incredible because it was the first time we seen each other in a couple years.
Yeah.
So like I'm talking about conversation, it was the first conversation, it was the first meetup, and it was a great podcast. And you know what happens when you're trying to succeed in life. You know, you're gonna hit those bumps, right?
Yes, sir.
You know, you're gonna go through those valleys. And man, I went home to go edit the video, and it was no audio. It was no audio. I text first. I text P, but I was so mad. I really wanted to throw up, and I hit you up, and yeah. So now we here. This is the second podcast.
But that's a good lesson, because you know how it is in life. You get excited about something. You start the process. You prepare. You get everything done. You take your time. You think it's a masterpiece, and it don't work out the way you want it to work out. And a lot of people quit right there. When you text me, we both was like, "Yo, let's do it again." Most people don't get back up.
That it hurts.
Hello.
I want to throw up. It hurt. I want to throw up. I'm like, yo, no, this
I
ain't
could
just
imagine.
This I mean, I ain't see you. Like, think my thought process is like, yo, I ain't see Rel in years. The first time we link is to get busy,
right.
You know, pause, you know, to work. And we do an incredible podcast, and the shit is not recorded at all. It was blank. I'm like, yo, what can I'm trying to like pull tricks out to see if I can pull the audio from. I'm like, yo, no, it's dead. It's dead. But we here. We are here. And man, thank you for coming again.
Yeah,
back to back.
Back like we never left.
Man, you came back from somewhere, right?
Where was I recently? Oh, I was in Florida.
You was in Florida?
Yeah, I just came. I took the kids to Florida. I had to go do I was a guest speaker at an event out there. So I try my best sometimes to just, bring the family with me. So I brought them out there, went to Hollywood, Florida, stayed at the Hard Rock.
Yeah, you like the Hard Rock?
I love it there.
Yeah.
Everything's there. Surprisingly, I go there a lot. When I'm like going in town, Florida, I just stay there because they got the casino, they got clubs, they got restaurants. The room is right upstairs, so everything is right there for me.
That's in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, it's between Fort Lauderdale and Miami. It's Hollywood.
A lot of fights are happening there now.
Yeah.
Boxing matches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and a few of them too. They got one in Orlando too. Yeah, but they have a lot of people don't know, because I didn't even know. They have like this whole resort. It looks like a resort, like the pools, a whole bunch of different pools, even like Invitation Beach, water sports. So I was like, you know what? Bring the kids. And I was surprised to see there was a lot of families there. That's the first, like usually I go there, it's a lot of adults, but there was a lot of families there when I was there last week. So
that's fine.
It was super dope.
That's
super
dope.
Yeah.
And you went to Sesame Place too, right?
Oh, it's Sesame Place the other day. Yeah, that was like 2 days ago.
Come on, I'm watching you.
Sesame Place. Man, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot, man. You're an entrepreneur. You're moving around. You're doing stuff you got to do. Then you got the family stuff, personal stuff. You got to get going. It's a lot. It requires a lot, but
you're doing it, man. And I'm proud of you. I see where you came from. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm definitely proud of you. I'm excited for y'all. Like, it's dope to see. You know what I mean? You, Yvonne, the kids. Yeah. You know, I mean, I always thought you guys were dope people.
Yeah,
really,
for sure.
You know what I mean? So, hell yeah, you doing it.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
How's it feel? How's it feel? Talk to me, man.
It feels incredible.
Because we gonna get into, you know what I mean? So how's it feel, man?
It feels incredible, but sometimes like even this week where I got to remind myself, like sometimes I got to sit back and be like, damn, bro, you came real far, because, now that, I surround myself with certain type of people and everybody's like executing and hitting different levels. And, I felt last week, I'm like getting down on myself. Like, yo, bro, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you break through this? And then sometimes you just got to sit back and remember, bro, like I'm a person, I grew up in the projects. I didn't have shit. I've always tried to find a way to make it happen. First starting with working 2 jobs, then, through parties on the side to make some money, then the network marketing, then the Airbnb. Now I'm still doing Airbnb and digital marketing. So it's been a journey, bro. 14 years of my life. I was talking about this the other day. 14 years of my life. I'm trying to figure everything out, but it always ended out with me being broke or starting over. right, getting knocked back down. And then the last 3 years has been like magical. So I'm a big believer in God. I thank God every day. First thing I do is I pray when I wake up, and it feels incredible. It feels good to be able to do things for the people that I love most.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. And one thing I love is about you is your relentlessness. Your relentlessness, right? That's how you say it. The relentlessness, right? You're super relentless, and you're not a quitter. You know what I mean? And I say that, and we're gonna jump back. But let's rewind a little bit. So for the people that don't know who Rel is, like I said, yeah, he's a good friend of mine. Somebody I met in, I don't know, what, 2014?
Yeah, it's around
15?
2013-ish. 2013. Exactly, 2013. Yep.
So
Definitely.
when I met Rel, my life was already like flipped from where I came from, and I literally seen Rel build up from scratch, and he just always had like this energy about him, this aura about him that no matter what room he stepped in, he just brought he woke the room up. He brought an amazing energy. It was just live, and we just connected. We never, at that time, we wasn't doing business together at all. We didn't benefit from each other at all. We did and we didn't, right? We didn't,
exactly.
not financially, but we built a really good relationship, and I seen him flourish after 2020. So many people went in so many different directions because of a lot of reasons.
Right.
And this is one man that I've seen from afar not give up on his dreams. Continue to find a way and make a shift and know when to pivot, which is super important.
Very important.
I mean, you got to know when to pivot, how to pivot, and most importantly, have the faith to step forward. You know what I mean? Because like you need the faith to pivot and to make the move that you made.
Absolutely.
And a few others. But man, he went from 2020 in a confused place to now, millionaire, 7-figure earner, through Airbnb. He's got his own coaching courses, teaching people about Airbnb. He's spoken in a lot of different, arenas and stuff. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. And man, this podcast is here to give you a lot of game, to give you some history, to give you some lessons, and to have some fun with us. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's Jerrell Dinkins for you.
And I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. We've always had a great bond. We always had a great
from
bond,
the Bronx.
Bro. Yeah. I mean, hello.
First time I said Harlem. See, we on the second we can fix everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
from the Bronx. I mean,
So
yeah,
from the Bronx where it get gritty at.
Yeah, yeah, man. So that's what it is.
But man, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Like I said, we always had a good relationship. Always definitely, worked together. Even when it wasn't financially beneficial, but we always, definitely put something together, and it worked for the people. You know what I'm saying? To add value to people. So appreciate you inviting me on here.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. So if you guys see me look at my phone, I'm looking at some notes and stuff like that to keep us on track. Where do we start at? Right. So, where do you want to start? How early you want to start? Like, where do you want to start at? Because we could start we could start real early. We could start where we met, and go from there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of lessons in that, and then we got some other things to talk about.
I mean, I'll definitely say this, and ain't gonna take nothing but a minute or so. I can say how I got to where we met.
Yeah.
What led me there, and for me, for anybody who's watching, I think it's important because a lot of times people see you at a certain area and they think like, oh, you started there, or
Right.
all right, well, oh man, he's doing well, but they don't know like where you came from.
Right.
And for me, I'm a person, like, I grew up in poverty. Like I said, I grew up in the projects on Washington Avenue in the Bronx. And for me, I thought my way out was going to be through basketball, so I played ball. Ended up getting a scholarship, went to college. Around my senior year, I got really tired playing basketball. I had a full year scholarship. I was in Division I school, but I was tired. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back home and just get a job. Right. I said, I'm done playing basketball. I'm not going overseas. I'm going to get a job. And I thought that was the way. I thought, hey, I graduated school. Everything's going to be all right. So I went home. I started working. How old was I? So I graduated at was it 21 or 22 years old?
Okay.
Right. So I come home, I get a job with New York City Children's Services, which is social work, work on abused and neglected children. A really good job, paying really well at the time. I think I was making like $55,000 or something like that, $60,000. And that wasn't enough. I was doing that for a few years. It wasn't enough. So I started about 2 years after working, not even, about a year after working my first job, I picked up the YMCA. So now I'm working 2 jobs, doing the YMCA, the ACS, doing the YMCA on the side. Still wasn't enough, so I started party promoting. So now I got 2 jobs. I'm throwing parties. I'm making a little more money, but I have absolutely no time. Like, I'm tired. I'm frustrated, and I am now putting things in the universe, and I don't even understand this at the time. I'm just like, asking God, like, like, there's got to be something. Like, what am I missing? Because how can I be working these 2 jobs, throwing parties, and I'm still like living? I'm barely getting by, right? And it's crazy. I invited one of my friends to one of my parties I was doing, and he's like, "Bro, since I came to your party, come to my joint." And then that's I ended up walking into a network marketing presentation, and then that was the next phase of my life. But that's
wait. Was that his invite?
Yeah, it was literally, and for anybody in network marketing, don't overcomplicate it. Especially if you know the person, make it make sense. Like, he knew I was into parties. He knew I was into gathering. He said, "Bro, I came to your party. I'm having a gathering today." And I was like, "All right, cool. What you want me to bring?" This what got me a little nervous. I said, "You want me to bring something?" He said, "No, just come." I said, "You want me to bring no liquor, no nothing?" I said, "You sure?" I even called him before. I said, "Bro, you don't want me to bring?" And then, like, the whole time I'm thinking, like, why you don't want me to bring no liquor? Like, who says don't bring the liquor, right? If it was me, I'd be like, "Yeah, bring it, bro." Okay. but it was good. It was a good invite. He didn't overdo it. He didn't say too much. He didn't make it sound weird. I knew I was just going to gather, be around some people. Yeah, very natural. So yeah, and that day, that was January 6th, 2013, bro. Never forget that day. Never forget where I was sitting. Never forget a black sweater I was wearing, and a trail hat I was wearing. Yeah. So, and then that day, that started the next phase of my life. Yeah, that's where I met you. I met you in 2013. Not too long after, I seen you at like a training event. You was getting an award.
Yeah. But probably the RMD, maybe.
Yeah, one of those. So 100K. I remember your 100K speech.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny. I remember my first event like that, inviting people to come see some information. The first thing they tell you, don't bring no liquor, anything like that, or whatever. And I had like probably anywhere between 12 to 15 bottles of Moscato.
Hey.
And I'm not, at that time, I'm not even a drinker like that. If I am drinking, it's, dark or whatever. And so I drink Moscato at that time, and I'm like, oh, this is juice.
Right.
And the bottles are like, what, $12 or $15, you know what I mean? And so I had these big bottles of Moscato, and we had a bunch of people come. By the time and make a long story short, by the time we were done with the information, everybody was drunk. It was like everybody was drunk.
That's how my first one.
I was like, okay, this is never again.
It's funny, but that's crazy though. But listen, that's how it happened for me. Like the January 6th, bro. When I saw it, like I was amazed. Like, I'm like, why is everybody not doing this?
It made sense.
I remember I signed up, bro. I signed up, and I went straight to the front. I didn't even care about my friend. I went straight to the front of the room, and I was like, "Hey, could y'all do this for me?" It said when. I said tomorrow. And all I did was I called all my friends. I'm like, "Yo, I'm having a gathering in my crib. It's gonna be food. It's gonna be liquor." Who presented the day I saw it? It was Jex and Gary.
Wow.
They did halves, and then the next day. But so when I went up, I went to them and I said, "Yo, can you do it?" It was like, "Well, somebody." I said, "No. I want y'all to do it. Can y'all do it tomorrow?" It was like, "Yeah." But Tara did it the next day.
So you had a whole all-star lineup.
Yeah, that's when I was. It was at Tara's house. And that's the day I signed up. Gary and Mike did the press, and then the very next day I had mine in my crib. People couldn't even. They was in the hallway. They couldn't see the TV, and people was getting up during the presentations, walking in front, getting more liquor and food, going to sit back. It was crazy, but it was a good start.
Let's stop right there. Mm-hmm. Like, what was the invite like? What was the invite like? Or why'd you think that you guys had so many people that was coming over, or whatever the case may be? Like, what was it?
I think
do you think like?
Yeah, well, for me, it made sense because I didn't change what I was already doing. So prior to doing network marketing, I always had gatherings.
Yeah.
and it was like for nothing. Like I got nothing out of it. I would do these things called like then what we called it? It was like Women's Thursdays or something like
Okay.
that. And we would go to Mother Burger down on 49th between 8th and 9th. And we would go to like Mother Burger, and we would just invite a bunch of girls and we invite a bunch of guys. And the whole goal was, we just get a bunch of people together, we have fun, and then the guys just split the bill.
Yeah.
So I was inviting people. Then we started doing trips, and this was like I got nothing out of it besides just bringing a bunch of people together. We went to Miami together, went to Vegas. I remember renting out all these before it was Airbnb. They had these villas. I remember renting out this lady all of her villas, taking 64 people to Miami. I didn't get paid anything. I just like to do stuff like that. So when I called people and I did the invite, it sounded like any other thing that I was doing.
Right.
So I just kept what I was already doing. I didn't sound weird about it.
Yeah.
Most people get weird and they start to
I mean, you remember how many people you met?
My first one?
Yeah.
I mean, I invited like 50. I had like over 30 people show up.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a good actually show up rate because usually people
people
invite 50,
you,
then
right.
they'll get, but it was something I've always done. So I was just doing it in my natural state. So yeah, man, I always had some good events, man. Always had good events, but that's because I kept it very natural.
Big.
Very
Yeah.
natural. You know what I mean?
And that's what happened to me. I think, it was like it was natural.
Mm-hmm.
It was just natural. Everything was just like easy to talk to somebody. It was like, because what we talking about?
Yeah.
What we really talking about at that time? It was like, what we talking about? We're like, you got to come. We got to chop it up.
Right,
Come
right.
over here. We going, whatever. But, so you got, so that was like the transition in your life. That was
Big transition.
the
in my
big
life,
big transition. That was like your first,
That,
like
that
your
was,
first.
that
big
was my
transition.
first, like, it was my first time being introduced to network marketing in general. It was an introduction to entrepreneurship. Right? I've never done anything outside of working and throwing parties.
Wow.
So I got introduced to a lot, man.
So then, what happened after that? You got in, and then like, what was your experience? And
So when I got in, the experience was crazy. I've never felt anything like that because it was such a positive, fun environment. And to be honest, no, that's not even me because I'm going to make money when I do something. But it was cool to be a part of, like being a part of something where, we're around people that's talking about positivity. I started reading books. I started learning about mentorship. I started getting into personal development. I started looking on YouTube and looking at influential people. And I started watching less BS on TV.
Yeah.
So it felt good.
Yeah.
It felt good to be. I'm like, damn, I'm not the only one, because sometimes when you are in a certain environment, and I'm still cool. Like my friends, like from the neighborhood, it's still cool. Like, but we didn't have the same vision.
Right.
We had the same goals, and I always wanted to do something big. I just didn't know what vehicle that I was going to use. So when I was, going to what we would call like travel parties and training events, and I'm like, I would see so many people having fun. They step on you. It's like, oh no problem, bro. Hey, what's up, bro? Like, yo, how you doing? Like, people excited to see each other. And it was refreshing, bro. And I say, yo, it's crazy. We can really make money like this.
Yeah.
And I never at the time, remember, the internet's not moving as fast.
Mm-mm.
So finding a way to make money outside of a job, doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand how could people not do it.
Yeah.
I said, this makes too much sense,
Yeah.
bro. And I did it, and honestly, I went. I had a lot of fun doing it. And 2 years, not even 2 years later, so June 6, 2014, was the last day I clocked into my job. I started January 6, 2013. So June 6, about 18 months later, I had completely replaced my income from both of my jobs. I left one. I kept the YMCA because I was teaching basketball there.
Wow.
And literally it took me 18 months to, get to a point where I was making like over $65,000 a year. And I was like, it wasn't like I was super rich, but I knew I didn't have to go to work to make that money. So I said, if I give more time and energy to this, I would rather do that, because the way I looked at it, like, I'm a very common sense kind of person. I'm like, if I gave 18 years of my life to school, then 7 years of my life to 5 to 7 years of my life to working jobs, and this is what I got. This is the result that I get. But then I give 2 years of my life to this.
Facts.
This is the results I get. I said, yeah, I finna let that go and give my energy here.
Right.
I'm an all in type of person, bro. I don't like to. I'm going on. I'm gonna give it everything that I got.
Right.
Everything that I got. So whatever I do and I'm committed to, I'm giving it everything. So Yeah, it was good, man. 18 months, it replaced the income, and then just kept climbing from there.
You just you made me think about so many different things. One, I did the same thing with my job. You know what I mean? Like before, I think I hit the first level of residual income.
Mm.
Like you never tell anybody to quit your
Right.
job, but I'm looking at it like just doing the math of what I'm making at FedEx compared to what I made, and it wasn't I
Crazy,
mean it
right?
wasn't crazy at all. But I'm looking at the speed of it. I'm like, wait a minute, I could. And people told me not to quit, but I said, "Yo, I'm all in. I can't do this anymore." So I ended up doing the same thing. I ended up quitting my job, and within right there from when I quit my job, um, everything started to flip for me. It's like it's like you threw everything over the rail. You know what I mean? And everything else followed. You threw your heart over the rail, and everything else followed. So
I was just listening to an audiobook, bro, and they said they said he referenced somebody else who said it, and he said it's like, damn, what did he say? He said when you make it's like nothing happens until you make a decision, something like that. It was like,
yeah,
or everything happens after you make the decision.
yeah,
But I don't remember who the person was. I know who it is, and you would know the person,
yeah,
but I don't remember off the top of my head. But that's crazy that we're saying that. Like, I made a decision, you made a decision,
yeah.
and then after that, like everything happens. You know,
I mean,
so
they say successful people make a fast decision and change them slow if they ever do,
mm-hmm.
and unsuccessful people
Make decisions
make
slow.
decisions
Yeah,
slow and change them
very
fast.
fast.
You know what I mean? So I think I made a quick decision when I first seen the
Oh
opportunity.
yeah,
I'm like, yo, let's go. And
yeah.
then even in the same situation with you with the job,
Mm-hmm.
that's dope. So you get in, you change your life. Let's talk about real quick. Like obviously, we was in a travel deal. It was just all travel. I mean, you went from the Bronx, Harlem, all over uptown
Yep.
to now. You've been any like places? Did it give you any
Travel.
experiences?
Yeah, yeah.
Like talk
Um,
about what the Dream Trips product did for you.
yeah. Oh man, it did. It
Because
opened my eyes because I had took trips to like before that. I've been to Jamaica, DR, and Cancun. Everybody go
Yeah.
Miami,
Mhm.
right? And then I mean we did those, but when we did those trips, it was like big groups,
Yeah.
60, 100,
Yeah.
200 people doing
Yeah.
the regular trips.
Yeah.
But then I went to places like Dubai.
Mhm. That was the first time.
That
Like
was
you
one of my
experienced.
first like big trips, Dubai.
Yeah.
Then we did Fiji. Remember the
Oh shit, I
R&B trip,
forgot.
Fiji.
Yeah, you went.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, Fiji was
Fiji was
crazy.
crazy. I still remember
And
jumping off
we
the
did Cloud9.
Cloud 9, bro.
That
That
shit's
was
crazy.
phenomenal. Cloud 9 did Fiji.
To be honest, I think we put. I wouldn't say we put travel on the map, but we put travel
Oh
on the
no,
map.
we did.
We it was
We made
nobody.
it cool. It was super
It was
cool,
nobody
bro.
doing it.
And you know what was cool about it? It wasn't like just the young people doing it, just the old.
Nah,
Like everybody was doing it, having fun. Like imagine a 20-year-old and a 60-year-old having fun together.
it was different.
Crazy. Then I went to Thailand. Went to Thailand. Went to a bunch of places, man. And
Yeah. What was your favorite? What was your favorite place you been to?
I've been to Dubai a few times since then. I would say at the time it would have been Dubai. I've been there a few times. The last time I've been to Dubai, we did so much stuff that I was so tired. But I would say Dubai is one of my favorite places. And believe it or not, two resorts in Mexico is some of my favorite places too.
What resort?
Marivel. I love the Marivel, and then the Fives.
Those are both great resorts.
Yeah. So I remember going to those two. Like those are like there's maybe about 3 or 4 resorts from everywhere that I've been to that I would go
We
back.
went to Jamaica together.
The trip that when we all did. Yes, remember we did that whole big trip when all of us went.
Yeah, we did the brownies and all that. Were you there for that?
Yeah, I was there for. No, no. I wasn't there. That's the R&D trip.
Oh man,
I missed that. I had just missed that.
Oh, yeah, we went when we stood at the
I heard y'all was
the
like
Palladium.
I couldn't even go. You had to go get food or something.
That was stupid.
Yeah, I didn't go. I told you when we was all together. We did a big team trip.
At the Palladium. I think the Grand Palladium.
Yeah,
that was fire. That resort is fire too.
Yeah, that was dope. That was a good resort.
Yeah, and that
found the best restaurant the last day though, but it was good.
They had a lot of different restaurants there. That trip was definitely fire.
Yeah.
So talk to me. All right, so you 2020 hits, right? So 2020 hits, everything changes.
Everything. Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about it.
So
what was 2020 like for you?
Yeah, so 2020 was a very important year in my life. It was a year I made some decisions. So end of 2019, we ended up leaving the first company we was a part of, started with another company, and you know how it is when you start, everybody's excited, moving, start
Yeah,
making some money
I
fast.
totally forgot about that real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. We made that
Right
move.
now,
Went to another company and started building. It was cool. It was fun.
which I still think it was terrible.
Yeah, I know you do.
Terrible move,
um,
man.
I
That
remember we
that
actually had a
ruined
conversation.
so many different relationships,
Relationships, a lot of
man.
relationships,
Listen,
a lot of relationships. But we was talking about like like last time when we recorded the podcast the first time, it was like like influence and perspective really. You know what I'm saying?
perspective is everything.
And a lot of people, when it comes to mentorship, coaching, network marketing, somewhere where you have people of influence. Sometimes like you look, you don't even care, you don't even think, you just, well, this person is doing it, I'm doing it, or if this person said it, got to be true, right? So, it's definitely a learning experience. But for me, if I didn't make certain decisions, I don't think I would be where I am.
Yeah, no,
Right.
I
And
mean that's
like
just what
those
it is.
things
This is what
had to
life.
happen for me. Yeah. So yeah, it was good for a short period. Then I quickly awareness started to pick up. I'm like, oh, this ain't it. This ain't what I thought it was. And I remember getting to a point, first time in 7 years, 6.5 years of doing network marketing, where I felt tired.
Mm,
Never felt that. Never had the feeling. I was always like, yo, like you said, yo, I'm always on go.
mm.
And I was like, I'm tired. I don't think I can do this. And I said, I got to figure something else out. And I remember going into my kid's bathroom, bro. Never forget this. I remember going to my kid's bathroom. It was 2020. And I went to my kid's bathroom because I didn't want my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, I didn't want to hear me. And I'm just like partially crying and like, yo, I'm just like, yeah, I gotta have a breakthrough.
Yeah,
And that was the day when I made a decision that I wasn't going to just be financially free or be debt free. Like I'm like, yo, I'm going after every curse.
hell yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm going after every fucking thing. I'm like, bro, that's it, bro. I said, this is getting dangerous. This is going to be dangerous. And I said, I'm in
It's
mode.
getting
And then it's
dangerous.
getting dangerous, bro.
I love
And
that line.
then, yeah, bro.
It's getting
I never
dangerous.
forget that shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get dangerous. So I just, from now locked in. Now 2020 to 2021, I made a decision. It didn't happen right away. I didn't like, oh, it's dangerous,
Right,
and then I'm like, all right,
You
here
live it. You live
Airbnb.
it.
Nah,
Yeah,
it didn't
no.
happen that way. Then I started to get out a little bit. I
Yeah.
started to network with people. I started to look at, which is crazy. We're doing a podcast. The very first thing I thought was, my friend has like the number one financial literacy podcast,
Yeah.
right? And I know him. That's my guy. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna watch an episode a day until I figure it out. Because they was always talking about financial literacy. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know it was gonna be credit. I didn't know if I was gonna do something with cars. I didn't know nothing about Airbnb. I just said I'm just gonna watch it until I
Looking
figure it
for the
out.
answers.
Right. And in the meantime, from 2021, being that the pandemic was happening, nobody was going to restaurants, nobody was, going to clubs. You couldn't do anything. I remember some friends in my neighborhood that I met, they invited me to a boat. And I got on a boat. We had a good time, posting on social media, and everybody's like, yo, can I get the boat connect? The first few people, I'm like, yeah. Then I said, yo, this is a business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I made money from 2020 to 2021. I was brokering boats. I was being a middleman of boats. I'll post us on the boat. Payso reach out like, yo, can I get the boat? I'll talk to the people who own the boats and be like, listen, what's the best price you can give me if I bring my people to you? So if the boat, like one of the boats we had, they was charging 3,000. He said, if you bring people, I'll give it to you for 2,000. So all I did was, I'm like, yo, Jay, it's 3,000. So you might be like, oh, I'm gonna just go straight to the boat. Go ahead. You're still gonna pay 3,000.
Right,
As
right,
you're paying the same price. It's just, if you're going through me, I'm gonna get a cut. They have
right,
to pay me now.
right.
So I knew it was a smart business because I didn't feel like I was like undercutting anybody,
Yeah.
overcharging everybody, and I was making like $5,000 in a weekend. I made
Wow.
$10,000 in one weekend for just doing the boats because it was the only thing that people could do.
Yeah.
So that started to get me out there, start to get my brain working again. And
that
then
was in the middle of the
me,
pandemic?
that was middle of the pandemic.
That's crazy.
Yeah, middle of the pandemic, bro. 2020 is when I first started doing that. And that's what made me, I started to meet other people, started to build relationships, started to grab numbers, getting contacts. And like I said, that's what ended up leading me to doing Airbnb. I was doing the boats in between 2020 and 2021. But made that decision in the mirror. Few months later, started doing the boats. And then end of 2020, I took my first Airbnb course.
Mm.
Mhm.
Who put you on the Airbnb?
So I remember calling. You remember Nikki and Emmaus?
Yeah, yeah,
So I remember Emmaus and Nikki. He always had things going on.
yeah, yeah.
And bro, I'm smart enough. I'm gonna say one of the best things I've ever did was ask for help. I hit E up. I said, "Yo, bro, when do you have a few minutes to talk?" And I was very vulnerable. And I said, "Listen, this is what's happening in network marketing. As you know, this is what's going on with the company. My income is going down. This is how much money I have saved up, bro. I've never done anything outside of network marketing as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. Can you just point me in the right direction?" He said, "Yeah, bro, we can have a conversation." He said, "When are you free to get on the phone?" I said, "Nah, bro, I'll fly to you. Where can we meet? I don't care where you at, bro. I'll meet you." We ended up meeting in LA. We was in the airport. We were supposed to go to lunch, but we ended up walking in the airport for like an hour and a half. Crazy, right? We ended up walking to like the LA sign, and he's telling me about all these different businesses. And then he said, "You ever thought about doing Airbnb?" I said, "Nah." And he said, "Well, here's two things I love about Airbnb, and these two things changed my life." He said, "With Airbnb, you do not have to own a property to list and make money." I had no idea. I thought everybody who had an Airbnb, I thought they owned it.
Right.
I didn't know you could rent apartments, put on Airbnb. Then he said with Airbnb, you can start at low cost and get into profit immediately. When he said that, all I heard was immediately. Because I needed money now. I didn't have nothing going on.
Yeah.
So he said immediately, I'm like, all right, cool. This is what I'm going to do. I ended up going home. I told my wife, I'm like, yo, we need to look into this Airbnb thing. She tells me, hey, Justin, Justin from Teen No Sleep, he does Airbnb and he has a course. I'm saying, oh, shoot, he does? I'm calling him now. So I call him. I'm in the living room, and I'm like literally asking him this question, like, "Bro, I need to do something. Is this real? Like, can you really help me?" I'm like asking him the question, like, "Can it would it guide me?" And he's like, "Yo," and I have a promo going on right now. His course at the time, I don't know if I'm messing up his prices and stuff, but
Shout out to Justin
shout out to
Richardson
Justin
real quick.
Richardson,
That's my
man.
man.
Shout out to Nikki and the
Yeah,
Mayors. Shout out
definitely.
to
Shout out to
Justin
Nikki and
Richardson.
Mayes. What up?
Yeah, definitely, man. But I remember Justin. The price at the time, I think he had it for like 150, but he had like a 50% off sale. So I'm in the living room talking to him. I get off the phone. I'm like, "Yo, babe, we bought the box." She said, "I bought it already."
She was on it.
That's a big lesson, man. Like, so, especially in network marketing. I gotta speak to my husband. I gotta do that. People be scared to make a decision. Like, I got off the phone. She already purchased it. She made the decision. She didn't have to wait. Well, should we discuss? Nah, bro.
Yo,
Like,
that's
it's fucking incredible. I used to hate that, bro.
I gotta speak to my husband. Yeah, that shit is bad annoying.
Like, I got to speak to my husband. Let me talk about my wife. For what, bro? I don't. Listen, if I make a decision, I make a decision for me and my family. If my wife make a decision, she making a decision, and we gonna go.
Right.
We ain't no. Oh well, let's just go ahead and discuss the. Nah, can I spend? No, she just bought the course,
Right.
and then we just went, and then from there, bro, it got crazy fast. I had no intentions on like teaching it or whatever the case. I just wanted to find a way to make some money.
Right.
And we ended up getting 2 Airbnbs. We listed them in March, right? And in our first 24 hours, we made a little over $8,000. And I said,
wow,
oh, this shit is a lot different than what they were saying in the course. And the course, they was like, you make like $500 a unit. So my, managing my expectations, I'm thinking like, all right, shit, I'm gonna, make.
Does that happen for everybody, or you got like you was one of those people that?
No, it doesn't happen for everybody. Okay. I think that's why I really went into like teaching it, because I realized that I was making a lot more money. Let me not say we was making a lot more money than the average Airbnb hosts that were doing what we were doing. And then I realized we had little things that we did slightly different, but it made a big difference income wise.
Facts.
Right. So within the first 2 years, man, we did over $1 million, which was crazy. First 2 years did over $1 million. On Airbnb, with all one bedroom apartments, and all of the apartments that we had were in cities that we didn't live in. Like, we've never had an Airbnb close to us. And yeah, so since I did that, I was posting on social media. A lot of people was asking me questions. I kept telling them, no, I don't teach. They was asking me to mentor them. I kept saying no, I didn't really want to do that. And then eventually I started to feel like it was like a calling for me. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and start this. Yeah, man.
That's crazy, because that teaching stuff is not easy either.
No.
You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure there's a system, because I'm going to be honest, man. I see a lot of people that I feel that are not qualified, that's doing courses, and that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like, I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm qualified for and I don't do because I'm in my own lane and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I see others that, and I'm not the only one that sees it, right?
No.
And I'm just saying, it's just like the whole, like in general, man. There's so many people out there that's not qualified, and how you feel about that? There's people that's not qualified and doing courses, and I mean, it really doesn't matter how we feel, but
Right.
it's just I think it's bullshit. I think it messes up the game.
Yeah, it is, but it's always gonna be like that. You're always gonna
Yeah.
have people that's not qualified, people that are doing things. So I think the first thing is a lot of people don't do it for the right reasons. Now, let me
Right.
give you guys. I'm very big on perspective, right? So during the pandemic, everybody was home. The best way to make money was online.
Yeah.
They saw other people doing courses, so everybody's like, "Oh, let me do a course." Now, to their, I don't know what the word is, but to compliment them, smart. You're paying attention. Like, all right,
Yeah.
I need to do something online.
To
They
their
just
defense,
right. To their defense is
Yeah.
like, all right, that's a smart decision. Like, I need to find a way to make money online.
Yeah.
Now, their intentions probably wasn't to help you. It was just I know I can make some money. I could get people to sell it, and that's what it's a fine line between like scamming.
The same kind of people as in network marketing,
Yeah.
and that's what makes the industry look bad to others.
There's always some bad. There's always some bad
right.
people. You
It's
can't.
like, oh, I ain't doing this, and
Yeah.
I know it not, man. That's the person, not the company.
Exactly. So, yeah, and then a lot of people started doing it, but that's why I always say, when you're looking for a mentor, and I'll just put this out there, right? You have to look for mentors that are or coaches that are not only qualified but also capable. I always say that qualified and capable. Qualified meaning that if I've done something, I'm qualified to teach you how to do that. So if I
Right.
made $100,000 on Airbnb, I'm qualified to teach you how to make $100,000 on Airbnb because I did it before.
Right.
But it doesn't mean I have the ability to teach you. It doesn't mean I really know how to teach you. So sometimes people see people posting on Instagram and TikTok and all this, and they're flashing the car and this, and I'm doing that or whatever. And people think like, oh, I'm just gonna go. No, that doesn't mean they know how to teach you, right? So you have to, when you are looking for like mentors and coaches, like you want to look and actually choose the right person. Very important.
I can't stand this era.
Yeah.
I can't stand this era, and I'm starting like not to like the era so much. It's making me feel old. You understand? Like I don't feel like I feel like I'm shit. You know what I mean? I'm me,
Right.
but I'm like, yo, what's up? Like it's like I'm so disappointed in so many things that's happening. I'm not feeling so many things. I'm like, damn, am I getting old? Or like what's going on out here?
It is what it is. Honestly, if I wasn't in the field that I'm in and doing things I'm in, I probably wouldn't be on social media as much. But the thing is this, the only thing constant is change, baby.
I mean, we doing this
you
podcast.
You gotta adapt to it.
Look, I'm saying I hate all this. I'm doing a podcast right now, but you gotta adapt because you adapt or die.
You gotta adapt. So that's what it is. When you start realizing, it's like, but just be one of the good ones. When you adapt, just do it. Be the good one.
Be the good one. Be the good one. Don't I mean? Because this.
Yeah.
I had a talk with a friend. The other day. He kind of feels like me. When it comes down to like, he's like, this shit be pissing me off. You know what I mean? I don't even want to be online and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, this is where the money's at. And if they pissing you off, you got to be the opposite of who they are. You know what I mean? We got to put out the kind of content that we want because there's a lot of corny shit out there.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people that pretend like, what's, I think that one of the things that fucking that make me really wanna, man, that really grinds my gears is this like, so in network marketing, relationships is business. Forget network marketing, like just on a grand scale of relationships is everything.
Right.
In network marketing, there's a lot of people that really like drove this relationship thing and just wasn't what it was. I was always big on like, if you're my man and certain things, and I think that's where a lot of things broke for a lot of people, right? Because of it's like it was all our first time. Everybody built these kind of relationships or whatever the case may be. But there's so many people that build relationships for how can I put this? If I'm gonna build a relationship with you, if I'm gonna do business with you, I really gotta like you.
Yeah.
I can't pretend to like you to get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to even do that as a
Right.
person, but people do it, and
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean. And that really drives me crazy. You know what I mean? That really
Yeah.
does drive me crazy. I know there's, one of the books that changed a lot of things for me was, How to Win Friends and Influence People. And that's one of my questions for you,
Right.
which I should ask right now since we on this. How important relationships are to you, and what does it mean to you to build good relationships? And did you ever go through that type of shit where
Yeah,
people
man.
try to use you, or
Yeah, yeah.
what I mean?
I look back. I look back, and it's hard to see something when you're in it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's hard to realize it when you're in it. And the crazy thing is, man, my wife directly said names like, I don't know about this person. I don't know about that person. And I felt like I loved some of these people. And she was right on every single one of them. And then when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, did they really like me? Or did they like, what I was like? It was cool because I was what I was doing.
Yeah, you benefited.
They benefited off of it,
They
right?
benefited.
Off the relationship.
Whatever.
And it doesn't have to mean that they made so much money.
Yeah.
It's just, all right, cool. It could have been because I was the lively one. I was the funny one. It could have been for whatever reason it was. I'm like, damn. I've always, bro. I know one thing I know for a fact is I've always been a good person. I'm a human. I make mistakes, but I've always been a good person. I've always had great intentions.
Yeah.
I've never in any situation been on some like funny, try to do funny stuff. You know what I mean? Nobody could ever say that about me. So if something ever happened when it comes to relationships, it had to be an honest mistake because that's just it's not me.
Yeah.
But when I see things happen and I see like my relationships with people now, I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But you know what makes me feel good is that it doesn't bother me anyway. It doesn't ruin my life. And hey, I have nothing against the people.
No.
I would see them, bro. I've had people who I know for a fact, people who told me word for word things that they told about me, and I still told good about them.
Yeah, no. I mean,
I'll never let it change the way I am.
You gotta be. No, that's how you gotta be.
I am. I've gotten to a place in my life where I'm okay. I'm not bothered. I don't think about it, and I don't feel obligated to mend anything. I'm okay with it. I'm okay without it. If anybody ever wanted to mend something with me, I'm totally past it. I'm like, yo, I forgive you. You can forgive me if you want. It's love, bro. Like, we don't even have to talk about it long because I'm here, bro. I'm moving.
Yeah. How big are relationships? Huh? How big are relationships for you in your business?
So that's good
in your career right now.
Exactly. So that's what I was getting to is, bro, I got into the right environment, and the people I connected with over the last 3 years, it's a lot different because no one wants anything from you.
Nah.
No one needs anything. Everybody's good. Everybody got their own lane, and we all now it's masterminded.
Mm-hmm.
We don't just we mastermind it.
It's about collaboration.
Collaboration over competition. We get together, bro. We fly places, bro. I'll give you an example. I was in Vegas. I went to Vegas for the fight, bro. First of all.
Tank fight.
God.
Not just a fight.
That was the fight.
Not just a fight.
It was an incredible experience.
Yeah.
We could definitely talk about that. But long story, I was in Vegas, bro, turning up. I got the crazy suite. I got a 2-bedroom suite. It's me by myself, man. I bought the drinks. My friend come over, bro. And one of the days he came over, him and his lady came over, and 4 hours in Vegas where we supposed to be lit, we masterminded. Hey, bro, add this to your business. No, put this here. Hey, let me connect you with this person. Oh, you need a team? Oh, let me make a call for you real quick. 4 hours. We going crazy, like talking about business. People ain't doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started putting myself in certain rooms, I started to go to like conferences, empowering conferences, entrepreneur conferences. I start, shit like InvestFest, Circle of CEOs. I'm going to these conferences and I'm building relationships with people. And it's always like, hey, bro, what you do? What's your name, bro? What you do? What you got going? Let's connect. Let's collab. Let's do. And I was like, this is different.
Going to conferences, period. So I want to back up on that because going to conferences are important, and a lot of people don't understand the importance of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to conferences now. You still go to conferences.
Yes.
We've been going to conferences since before anybody was even thinking about shit like this, right? How was that a shift? Like, what type of shift that did for you when you went to your first conference? Because now, I mean, it's just different, but because that's everything. Your first one, your second one, those are big. Like, how was that for you?
The first conference is the reason why it led to everything that I'm doing today. Everything.
So you believe in investing in yourself is
yes. So you have to listen to me, y'all. You want to do something special with your life, you have to get in the right rooms and you have to be willing to invest. And when I say invest, I'm talking about time and money.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. I bought my first ticket to a conference. I went to this conference and I didn't, like I said, I had just started the Airbnb business. So I think I had my first 2 units and, that's all I had going on. I had nothing else going on, 2 units. And I'm in this conference and people from the stage, and I was amazed at all the people that were successful, the ladies, the men, they talking about all stuff. I didn't know. They talking about digital products and teams and Zaps. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell is going on. But I said, I need to learn this stuff. I'm like, everybody's doing this. People on stage talking about, I make $100,000 a month. I made $1 million in the last 3 months. I made this. I'm like, whatever it is, I need to figure that out.
Right.
And that's what opened my eyes to digital marketing. And I realized, I'm like, okay, cool. For the last few months, people have been asking me to teach them. I said, okay, cool. So now I'm already creating success in this space. I'm doing more than other people are, right? Airbnb host. I said, all right, cool. Maybe I should teach them my strategy. So I said, you know what? I'll create a course. I'm going to use what I learned at this conference. So at the end of this conference, they had an offer. And I ended up joining a mentorship. Now, this is the first, so the mentorship was $3,400. It was like mainly based on credit. Because I still didn't know. I just had Airbnb. I didn't know what I was going to do after that. And it was $3,400. They made the offer. I didn't take it. I said, I'm not spending $3,400. I never spent that much money. So I went back to the hotel. We were supposed to go out that night. And I'm like, but the whole time it couldn't leave my mind. Yeah. And I sat there. I said, I don't want to go out. I'm sitting there talking to my boy. I'm like, I don't want to go out. So probably around 3 a.m, I'm like, fuck it, I'm doing this. So I swiped my credit card, $3,400, bought the mentorship. Best thing I ever did, bro. I went from $3,400. I started getting on these calls, started meeting other entrepreneurs. I started being in the chats and the Facebook group, the energy. I was like, damn, I remember this feeling from 2013. I remember this. I remember how I was when I worked into my first network marketing training in April of 2013 in Las Vegas and walking into the room and seeing the network.
You was around that fire again.
Oh, yeah.
You was around that fire.
Good. I said, oh, this is crazy. So I said, I'm not missing no conferences. Important. Bro, I started purchasing courses. I started buying these like challenges. They would do like 3 days together, 5 days, and you just get online because remember everything's virtual. And then I remember they had the next event. So now I had made a decision. I was like, now I'm doing Airbnb, making good money, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna teach this. I need to learn what do I need to do to effectively teach this. So I started watching stuff on digital marketing. I went to my next event. Right, remember I was scared to spend $3,400. The next event, they go through the whole thing. They say, yeah, we had this mastermind, and it's usually $75,000. I said, they out of their damn mind. I ain't doing this. I went through the whole joint. At the very end, so they're like, yeah, we're going to do a discount for $55. I would say, oh, $55. I don't care what discount they're doing. And I remember going through it, and I just started to feel like inspired. And then one gentleman spoke at the end, and I remember he said something. He's like, if you want to do this, I was the first one to get up, $55,000. I didn't even know how I was going to pay it. I went from $3,400 scared to invest in a mentorship to my next investment committed to $55,000. Most people will never do that shit.
You had to pay that in a lump sum?
Nah, so they had. I knew they had payment options because somebody told me because I was like.
But you knew that was gonna cost $55,000.
Yeah, I knew it was $55,000. I knew I would have to pay it $55,000 for someone to mentor me. And people look, and when I told people, like, you crazy, you would never do that. I would never do that. Yo, well, you want to know what the $55,000 turned into? I made $100,000 in a day.
Yeah,
with a partner. I mean, we had to split it, but we made $100,000 today in one day, 24 hours. I met my closest friend, my mentor, like my closest guy on the planet right now. I met him through that program that I invested in.
Right.
And what people got to realize is when you invest, whatever the money is, and it don't have to be that. It don't have to be. It could be 3,000, it could be 1,000, it could be 5,000. But when you invest that, you got to understand that everyone in the room understands the value of investing that in themselves. So I was around people who understood and said, I'm worth investing $55,000 in me. Right. Change the game. Now I'm in rooms where they're like, they don't have to. Yo, one girl gave me a play. She said, hey, here's how you get $60,000 from a bank cash in your account. 3 days later, I had it in my account, $60,000 from the play she gave me. Was it worth $55,000? Was it worth me and my current mentor who's helped me make my first $500,000 in one product, $1 million in another product?
You got to give me that play.
Oh yeah, I can give it to you.
Oh yeah.
I'll give it to everybody. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. So
Give the
look.
people to play.
So it's called Lightstream Bank, right? It's called Lightstream Bank, and it's called an unsecured auto loan. So you guys know how you buy a car, right? So what this bank does is they don't. So a lot of banks they'll say, okay, you're approved for the loan. Go get the car. Here's the check. No, this bank says, hey, we're gonna put the money in your account. We don't want to be a lien holder, like on a bank. We don't want you to add us on any insurance. We just want you to say, hey, you committed to paying us. Are you going to pay us like let it come out your account automatically, or are you going to pay us month to month, right? If it comes out your account automatically, you will pay us less. So really, they don't care what you do with the money, right? They literally deposit in your account. So a lot of entrepreneurs were using this to make investments. Now, I say that I'm giving y'all this information. You're going to go, you apply for a loan, unsecured auto loan, right? Interest rates are really good there too. But don't get the money and just blow it on dumb shit. Like
right.
do it, like use it to invest, because a lot of people get lump sums of money, then you just start going crazy. You at the jewelry store, you buying bags for the homegirl, you flying people on trips. Like take the money and do something with it. But yeah, bro, like but here's my whole point. I'm in environments where people are giving me plays like that.
Yeah.
Where the conversation, like one of the big things is, which is, I say big because when I say this, people don't think it's big. But a conversation that was normal was making $1 million in a day.
Right.
I'm in that environment now. Like, yeah, man, here's what I did. But not just saying it. It's like, here is the exact tactics. Here's you do this, you do that, you do this, and you do this, you're gonna make $1 million in a day. You do this, you're gonna make 100,000 a day. You do this, you make 500,000 a day. And now it's like, they're giving you like exactly. There's no like hypotheticals. There's no like just based on like, man, one day you could make $1 million. Be inspired. No, it's like, yo, make $1 million a day. Here's how you do it.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that kind of guidance. And I was like, this is different, bro.
Yeah.
Changed my life, changed everything. And I got addicted to being around that. So like right now, me and my friends, I'll show you my phone after, bro. I'll show you the text messages. We have something called a 7-figure CEOs. There's a chat of everybody in there, everybody making at least $1 million. Right. And we every morning we just sharing just tips. Hey, do this. Hey, what's up? Let's get here. Hey, let's connect. Hey, y'all want to go to Mexico? Hey, y'all, we gonna do this mastermind. Y'all want to go to BET? I was gonna go to BET Wars. I ain't go. I was so tired, bro. But it's just stuff like that. Like, oh nah, bro, I got to connect. We good. We gonna be here, whatever. Like, so now we in that. This is every day. I'm having these. Every day I'm around these type of people, and for anybody who's watching out there that's trying to do something, it don't matter what it is. When you get there, like, talk to those people.
Yeah.
Focus in with the mentor, your upline, focus in with your coach, whatever it is, whoever it is, like tap in with them, bro. Be in those kind of circles, because that's really what changes the game, bro. And when I look at all the stages of my life where I like started to excel, and I look at the people that I was around, like I was tapped in
all the time.
I was tapped in every day. I didn't care. I got friends, bro. They know. I got friends, like if they welcome to hang with me, I just want to hang with you.
Right.
You can hang with me. I ain't got time to slow down, bro. I'm not going back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ain't got nothing against you, but if you want to hang out with me, let's go. Right. I just ain't gonna hang out with you.
Right. That's how it gotta be.
Yes, sir.
Shit, that's definitely how it gotta be. So, man, you gave a lot of game right there. I hope you guys, if you didn't catch that, rewind it.
We hope you're picking up what I was putting down.
Take some notes, right? So, what are some challenges that you've, what was your biggest challenges that you faced, and how'd you overcome it?
That's a great question, bro. So now I'm in a space of digital marketing.
Yeah,
I'm a coach, a mentor, and a lot of people don't see what happens on the back end of coaching. Like they'll think, oh, okay, this person got a course. They buy it, they get the course, they watch the videos.
Right.
They buy it, they get the mentorship, they show up to the calls, but they don't realize all the stuff that happens on the back end. And one of the I want to talk about now, because I faced several challenges, and every different level there was a challenge to get me to the next level. But like right now, I have to realize that I can't do it all.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to delegate, you have to hire people, and you have to be willing to hand your baby over to people and trust it,
right.
and trust that, So right now it's like I'm thinking of like, so all these things happen on the back end, right? Like when somebody purchases, let's say, a course, they have to be able to get like an email confirmation. but they might have purchased on one platform, but the
Right.
emails come from another platform. So how does that happen?
Little things
Then
like
they
that.
need to get access to the courses. Well, the courses got to be on some sort of platform. They
Right.
has to be hosted somewhere, right? But then it needs to be alerted of the calls. But then they need flyers, and then these systems have to work together. People don't realize it's a lot, so it's a lot of hiring people in the back end. It's a lot every day figuring out how can I make this better. So that's every day I wake up, it's like, how can I make my program better? How can I make this experience easier? So a big challenge for me is like being willing to pay people, right, to go and do stuff that I normally would do. And I'm like, damn, I got to spend, like, I just hired a sales team today. Well, I hired them last week. We just had our official meeting today. And now I got to give them a couple dollars. I hired somebody to run my ads. That's thousands of dollars every month. I got to pay this person. I got to pay this other person $1,000 to do that. I'm paying, just in text messages, I'm paying, what am I, like $1,200 a month just to send text messages out, just to send emails out, $500 a month right now. And I got to go to the next level now. All these different platforms I spend, what I used to want to make in a month, I spend way over that. I spend money on ads. I spend over $10,000 a month in ads alone. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like you
invested in yourself big time.
Yeah, man. So it's like when you're not used to that at first, and then you start spending all this money, like you could literally get in your own way. But you gotta do it. So some of the challenges and the hurdles I'm getting over right now is just like really letting go, being willing to pay and give my baby over to people and trust that they're gonna get me, because I can get me here, but I need a team.
Yeah, that you go
I need
further.
a team to get me here. And I'm starting to realize, sometimes we realize shit and we don't act fast enough. And I'm realizing, like, bro, you here because it's you in a small team.
Yeah.
Start hiring people in all these areas because they know that area better than you. Right. Who can I pay?
Yeah.
That's all I think about. Who can I pay? Who can I pay? So every day, who can I pay? That's going to get me a lot. Get me a lot further, a lot faster. Get me further, a lot faster.
It's gonna help you scale your business.
Yeah, so now I'm scaling. So that's what it is, and trust in that. So yeah, man, you need a team of people. You need a team of people to get it done. So that's where I'm at right now. But like I said, sometimes also I'm very hard on myself, and I'll look and be like, damn, but I'm also very thankful. Like these are I'm very thankful for the problems I have today.
Yeah.
Because the other problems I had was the broke. It's harder being broke.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot harder being broke.
It's a lot harder being broke.
Yeah.
You got two problems. You want rich problems or you want broke problems?
Shit.
Give me the rich ones.
Another challenge too, and because we talk about this all the time, and we say, run your own race, watch this. But when it's hard, bro. It's still things that I have to keep learning too. That's why I'm always put myself in an environment to learn. When I'm around people that they're doing certain things and they're hitting these things, I'm like, yo, why am I not doing this? Like, what am I missing? What am I, what's not clicking? And sometimes you start looking left and right. You have to refocus and be like, yo, bro, that's not your time, bro. It's okay. If it would happen right now, you probably wouldn't even be ready for that. Yeah. Like, there's certain things you got to put in place. You got to figure that out first.
Yeah, you wrote. You said something on your Instagram before coming over here. You had put up a video, and you had asked, what do you do? Because entrepreneurs go through things too. You guys may see people that's winning. You think they ain't going through things, but sometimes they're going through they going through things you can't even fathom.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you had asked that question, what are three things? And I have responded with three things. And this is something that's always like been with me. And one is consistency, right? Obviously we know the number one, but one is consistency, because they say, you knock on that door at some point, it's gonna open. And if it's not knocking, at some point you're gonna have to kick it down, like Pac said, right? So that's number one. That's consistency. Number two is talk to God. Right? That could be number one, period. Yeah, right? It's talk to God. It's not in order. Talking to God. You know what I mean? I think we could all do a lot more of that.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
And we could all do it, because there's not you can talk to God all day long, and we choose not to. You know what I mean? And I think the more energy we put in that, right, our questions would get answered. Yeah. And number three is, so I said being consistent, talking to God, and what was the third one?
I don't remember what you wrote, but I deleted it.
Oh, you did. You
deleted the post.
You deleted the post.
Yeah, I deleted the post. It was a post and delete.
It was.
But I remember you put in three things.
Yeah, it was. It was.
You had God was first.
God,
Consistency.
consistency.
I forgot what the other one was, to be honest. See, I literally just deleted right before you got in here too.
Consistency, and faith keeps coming to my head, but that's part of God,
Yeah.
right? That's a part of God. God, consistency. Damn, what was the third thing? I
don't want to mess with your thought, but I want to talk about the God part.
Really went blank, and it probably come back. So yeah, you could tap on
so
that.
I'll just touch on that and was it yesterday or the day? I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day for yesterday. I think it was. No, it had to be the day for yesterday. So yeah, what's today? Today's what?
Tuesday.
It couldn't have been Sunday. It had to be yesterday. So yesterday I'm trying to work, bro, and I'm feeling like when I post that, I'm feeling it. Like I'm like, yo, there's something not clicking. I'm trying to get to this next level in my business, right? And there's something I'm missing. I'm trying to figure it out. And it's like 9:00 and I'm sitting behind my computer and I look at my wife and say, yo, all right, let's go. Let's go to bed. Let's just go to bed and let's regroup and let's just start tomorrow. And I said, let's go to bed. I took a shower and I just said to myself, I just got to talk to God. I just got to talk to God. I need to get like reground. And I think a lot inside of showers. I'm always in showers. It's like my mind is working. I'm talking to God. So I went in the bathroom. I'm praying. I'm in the shower. I'm talking now. Like for me, I don't think I'm that good at praying, but I do talk to God. I just talk, you know. And I'm in there for like 30 minutes, just talking and saying stuff on my mind and whatever. Then, after a while, I start to come to me like, all right, we need to do this, we need to do that. And then today I woke up on it, and that's why I made 90-day commit. All right, we going crazy. 90 days, let's go. Got up in the morning. Haven't done this since I started working out. I worked out in the morning today. I said, we on it. I haven't done this in a while. I put an audio book back on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm in the zone. I'm like, oh, this feel good. Had some meetings today, bro. I just had to say, sometimes you got to put it down and just have a conversation with God.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's let it work out, bro. But that me going into that bathroom, me telling my wife, yo, let's just go to sleep. Me going to take that shower before I went and laid in the bed. It did a lot. I had my mind working. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. We back at it.
Yeah.
And all it took was for me to say, let's have this conversation with God. Yeah. So yeah, man.
I be getting deep. I be having some real deep conversations. There's a lot of conversations I had that my questions got answered. There's a lot of things that I asked for that I got, and both good and bad. You know what I mean? Because there's things that you ask for in the bad, and there's bad things that you ask for. You don't think that you asked for it, but it's because how you, I guess it's like, would you focus on expanse type shit? You know what I mean? And it's like it's just a lot of the times that people call things in their life that they don't want, but they keep focusing on the bullshit. They'll get it. Or
they don't understand. There's a saying. One of my mentors from afar, he always says it. His name is Myron Golden. I can't think of the exact thing, but it's like basically when you ask for something, like before you get the good, you're gonna be met with the bad. It's a way he says it is incredible. I wish I knew it. I wish I could remember it right now. But sometimes we'll ask for something, and it's gonna be met with like resistance first. Yeah. There it is. Like it's gonna be like you ask for this, but first it's gonna be met with resistance.
Right.
And you don't realize that, yeah, man, just because you ask for the good, the glory, and all that stuff, you're not going to be met with. You're going to be met with resistance. You're going to have to get through that resistance.
And now that what pulls you through is the faith. It's just having the faith that's going to set in.
And that happens a lot, man. And I'll tell you this: whether I don't know what y'all going through, where you're at in your life, man. Even when you become successful, you're going to have those same exact challenges, man. Challenges get bigger.
Yeah,
they get bigger. They get harder. And the thing is, I always say who do we talk to? Like people always give you their problems. They look at you and say, hey, you know how many times, bro, you know how many messages I get? Hey, I'm going through this with my family. Can you help me out? I get them all the time. People don't realize I got shit I got to get through too.
Got a lot of shit.
Yeah, more now.
A lot of shit.
More shit. More now. Shit I ain't asked for. Well, so, I did, remember?
Well, you probably answered that, right? I said, lessons learned.
We talked about some
significant lessons learned. What are some What's some advice you could give someone that wants to follow in your footsteps?
Oh, that's a great question. So I would say first is just, you have to find what it is that you can identify with. You know, that's the first step. Like for me, I had to find something that I could come synonymous with it. And that's if you want to follow my footsteps, right? Because remember, I went from Airbnb, I'm coaching, I'm mentoring now, having a lot of success there. But I had to find something that I could become synonymous with. So when they think about Airbnb, they gotta think about me.
Mm.
They gotta think about me, right? So you gotta find something that you like, that can see work for you, and you gotta find, become synonymous with it. And also it has to make sense, right? I do Airbnb for many reasons. The reason I call my program the employee exit plan, because I believe it's a solid plan to get anybody from a job to a point where they can say, you know what, I don't want to work this job no more. I think it makes sense. Real estate is the industry that creates more millionaires than any other industry. They say 90% of all millionaires become so through owning some sort of real estate. So I knew getting in real estate was smart, but I just knew traditional real estate was it was a lot that came with it. You got to go with down payments. You got to get insurance. They got to go through your credit. You got to get appraisals. You got to get title searches. You got to do, closing costs, like all this stuff. So yeah, you have a good chance of making a lot of money in real estate. But I knew like the traditional part wasn't for me. So that's why I found rental arbitrage. And I said, all right, cool. I can rent apartments and put it on Airbnb. And when I found that, I said, that makes sense. So it wasn't just something that I could become synonymous with, that people would know me for it. It made sense to me. Right. So that's the first step. And then you have to understand that once you do that, two things is going to happen. One is you're going to keep being successful in that thing. But then the next thing is going to happen is there's going to be people that want to do what you're doing. They are going. It happens every time. And when you actually get results and you can actually teach it and you have proven strategies, right? Now you can start also getting paid to help people get those results, right? So that's when you say following my path, that's my path. My path is I found something that made sense to me. I went all in on it. And then people started to ask me, they wanted to do what I was doing. And I had enough strategies to say, hey, this is what I did, right? This is what I did. This is what I did. And if you do it, you'll get the same results.
How do you see your industry changing in the next 5 years?
So people like, so how we saying like, hey, the coaches, like there's a lot of coaches and course creators. It's only going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more. Whether people like it or not, the education, it's changing. And right now, you have to understand that even though college is still relevant, people are now starting to see, all right, cool, I can spend thousands of dollars each year to go to college, or I could spend this few $1,000s right here and learn what I need to learn.
Shortcuts.
Right. So the biggest thing that's changing our industry is some people, they're like, yo, the coaches, but a lot of people are starting to realize that they don't have to go to college to get the life that they want. So the industry is going in coaching, right? And then even when it comes to businesses like Airbnb,
Do you think it's saturated or being saturated or no?
no, it's way more people
Yeah.
than before, and it seems like it's oversaturated, but it's not.
Right.
It won't. People always think things over. Even with some Airbnb, they're like, "Yo, I don't want to go over there. It's oversaturated." No, it's not oversaturated. It's proven. See, it's always about the way you look at things, and when you look at things different, the
I like
things that you
that.
look
When you
at
say it's
change.
not oversaturated, it's proven.
It's not oversaturated. It's proven.
I like that.
So I'm give you a example of what I mean, right? When I search for Airbnbs, what I do is I go on Airbnb, I type in whatever city I'm looking for, and I look for areas because like it puts up like a map and it has all these like little circles of where people have Airbnbs, and I look at the areas where there's a lot of circles, meaning there's a lot of people doing Airbnb there, and I go and try to get an Airbnb there. Some people are looking like, well, there's no one here. Let me do it here. No, there's a reason why no one's doing it there. You're not going to be Christopher Columbus of Airbnb. Like, I discovered a new area we can make. No, they're not there for a reason. Like, Airbnb has been around. So if there's a lot of people doing it here, some people say, well, that's oversaturated. I say, no, it's proven. That means people it's like they wouldn't keep doing it there and they wouldn't keep their Airbnbs if people wasn't coming there and spending money. Right. So now if I go put my Airbnb there, even by default, if they're drawing all the traffic, by default, I'm gonna get some of that too, get some of that money. So I only go to areas where it's proven. So it's not oversaturated. It's proven.
Makes sense to me. Common sense ain't do common.
Right. So as I said, when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. A lot of times we're just looking at it wrong, and that's where like guidance, mentorship, coaching comes in, because it's like, nah, you're just looking at it wrong, bro.
Right.
You're looking at it wrong. So you thinking this is the reason why you shouldn't do it. We're saying no, this is why you should do it.
Should do it. So the same rules to everything, right? So is there all the
bro,
same
things, bro?
Same thing. You use the same thing for anything. You want to become successful, man, just follow the rules of success.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is. Yo, what's your daily routine? I want to hear a 7-figure earner's daily routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell the people what you do since day one. I know you always been a grinder, you always been a hustler, you always been that person. So what's your daily routine? What's your typical day look like for you?
So for me, my day starts off the exact same way every day. As soon as I wake up, first thing I do is I pray, bro. I don't even get up to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So I get up, I wake up, I realize that, all right, cool, I'm ready to start my day, and then I close my eyes back and I pray. I try not to, because my daughter, she's always, by this time she's in my bed, right, trying to hit on me to get me to wake up, but I try to not, because I don't want to get distracted. So I'll pray, then I get up, go to the bathroom, I take my time, like getting my life together, brush my teeth, I do all that stuff, and then while I'm in the bathroom, I'm always finding a sermon. So the first things I do to start my day is, one, I pray, and then I go find some sort of sermon. That's how I start my day off every single day without fail. Sometimes like when I'm on vacation, I'm working on that. I ain't gonna say I forget, but I'm just doing all the stuff with the family, and I don't do it, but I try to always make sure I do that first.
You got a favorite pastor?
No.
No.
I listen to a bunch of people. Stephen Furtick.
Just get the word.
Yeah, I listen to Steve Furtick. I still listen to TD Jakes.
He says still like he.
No, because some people like we got all the new pastors, Pastor Mike, the other Pastor Mike, Pastor Keon.
TD's
right?
that guy.
Yeah, sometimes you have to have a T. Like, certain days I'm like, I need it. Like today, I need a TD sermon. That's what I'm looking for. Right. So I'll go type. So what I do a lot of times is when I'm looking for my sermons, I just go on, because I do this consistently every day. So when I go on YouTube, the first thing I see is sermons every single day. Like that's the first. If I go on right now, it's gonna be sermons, right? And I just look at the title and say, what's speaking to me right now? I listen to that. So it really doesn't matter the pastors, but I do have the few that I just named. Those are the ones that I listen to the most.
That's what I do. What's speaking to me right now?
Yeah.
Like
so what's speaking to me right now? And then once that happens, now I've been working on health and fitness, so I don't eat until 12. So usually I'll have a little time talking with my family. My wife's a stay-at-home wife. My daughter's young. It's also summertime, so I check in with the kids, joke around with them, play for a little bit. And today I did something different, because today I worked out early. I usually don't work out early.
Good.
Usually I go right to my desk, and I'm like, all right, cool, I gotta get done for the day.
Get that blood pumping.
Yeah, I start. Yeah, I need to start moving, because I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go.
Hey man, I got some products for you. I got some good products for you, depending on what you want, depending on what you want to do.
Oh,
I got some really good stuff.
I'm in, and I've been consistent, bro. And I haven't been perfect, but I've been consistent, and this is the longest.
You trying to lose some weight?
Yeah, I'm losing weight, and then I want to tone it up, bro. And overall, bro, I just want to be healthier.
Yep.
I want to be healthy. It's important to me. I started going to the doctor more.
Money.
I'm going to the doctor more. And I look, I be looking at fucking wealthy people. I'm like, motherfuckers, you looking good. I'm like, bro, I gotta do a lot better. So just working, being better. I have my off days where sometimes.
But now you're starting to build that momentum. Because you starting to build that momentum now. I mean, you say you just getting up today.
Yeah, today I went to the gym early. I did a double.
Start being consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did a double workout early, so that starts my day, and then the beginning of my day is usually meetings, or like every day I wake up thinking, how can I make my program better? So there's a lot of behind the stuff, thinking about different strategies, making calls. I usually tap in one of my mentors or some of my my friend tours, where we, in our 7-figure chat, I'm looking in there.
Friend tours.
Yeah, friend tours, man. I got a lot of friend tours.
First time I heard that.
That word. Friend tours is dope, bro. Bro, everybody, here's the thing, man. I'm around a group where everybody adds value to each other.
That's good.
So we all learn from each other.
Yeah.
Like right before I got here, dude was talking about recording stuff. I said, hey, go buy this, go get this, go get this, go get this. and you're gonna be able to do that, create that content, right?
You are who you keep yourself around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So
you definitely around the right people.
yeah. So I'm tapping in. We got a 7-figure CEO circle. So I tap in with that in the morning. I'm seeing what I can do. Social media is a big part of my business. So at this time now I'm looking at the chat. I'm getting some stuff. I might have communicated with one of my mentors, and then now I know I gotta have a post. If I haven't created it from last night, then I know I have to. All right, cool. I need something because I need them. They need to see me. I'm like I have different strategies and different seasons. This is the season of omnipresence.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that was a season. I'm coming out of that.
Yeah.
And now it's a season I'm working in my business. Like I'm looking at all the little angles. Like how do I fix the emails? How do I make these texts more effective? How do I get people to engage more than the chat? How do I get people to share their stories and their success? So, but this season before, like a lot of people watching this, they're probably like, yo, bro, you was everywhere, you on this podcast and that. Yeah, it was purposeful, bro.
Yeah, purpose.
It's being omnipresent. I wanted everywhere you went, you saw my face somehow, whether it was an ad, a podcast, an Instagram post, somebody sharing the story, right? So I worked on that, right? And then after that, you know, I'm usually doing like meetings and stuff. I had a few meetings today. And then the evening part of my life is all like coaching calls. Sometimes it's me coaching, sometimes it's my team, my coaches coaching, and they have calls. And prior to today, I would work out and then eat before 8 o'clock. And then I'll come back, probably do it, like clean up a little stuff, like seeing, you know, what little stuff I need to get done. And then I head to bed.
That's what a 7-figure year day look like. You know what I mean? And it's important for people to know that, man. It's not even no bullshit trying to be like, it's important for people to know that, man. It's not easy to become a 7-figure earner. It's not easy to become a 6-figure earner. You know, it is what it is. But you gotta commit. You gotta commit. You gotta commit to being a better version of you. That's like the biggest thing, is committing to be a better version of you. And everything that you just said right now is becoming a better version, waking up in the morning, praying, you know, listening to a sermon, you know, going to the gym, you know, working out, working into your business, different, like that is only becoming a better version of you.
Now, I've never had somebody say what I do. And if you look at that, the work was all the other stuff was working on me.
That's all it is.
The work was this. Everything else is working on me.
Jerrell says it. He says,
that's crazy.
For things to change, you got to change. Yeah? If you want things to get better, you get better.
Yo, that's crazy, because I know what I do.
Right.
I've never have somebody say what I do back to me, where I can look at them like, damn, that's a lot of working on me in different aspects of my life.
Gym every day.
Yeah, and that doesn't include the late night calls. Me and my guy, we was all day, every day. My mentor last night, we was on the phone for it was a short call. We was on the call for like an hour, but usually we're on the call for like 2 hours, 3 hours sometimes. I mean, one time he hit me right before I go to sleep. I'm like, I know I'm about to be on this phone for like another 2 hours. So like 1 a.m, here we go, 3 a.m, just still talking. So, and I'm always around that, man.
It's important to be that.
Man, I'm always around that. I'm a forever student. I understand success is not final. I'm very humble. I'm always willing to learn.
I love that about you, man. I love that about you. Yeah. You in the field. I was talking to because I got a podcast that's coming up. I ain't gonna say who or whatever, but former WBO champion, good friend of mine, and just super humble person. It's good to work with humble people. Yeah. You know what I mean? No matter, because there's, you know, you've done great things. There's people that never done shit. And they walk around like, you know what I mean, like they shit don't stink.
And I get to see it now.
You know what I mean? This shit is crazy, you know. And it's good to work with humble people. I felt like I feel, and I say I feel because I you know, it's me. I don't know about how the people on the outside, but I feel I've always been humble. You know what I mean? In any situation, that's very important. You know what I mean? Because there's people out there that really, I've seen it, that they ain't do shit and got real big headed.
And you get to see it, like I said. You know, like, and as you surround yourself with people, and I can say I'm around wealthy people, and, you know, understanding like different level of thinking.
You know why?
Different observations, bro. But I get to see things in people now. I'm like, it's crazy. But you get to see. I get to see, like, it's a lot clearer.
But people that do that, it's like they compare themselves to the person next to them, right? It's like, you good compared to who, right? And a lot of people that's not humble. I feel right. A lot of people
Yeah.
that's not humble is really comparing themselves to the next person. It's like, dude, you good compared to who? It's like growing up in the projects. It's like you got people in the projects that's not humble
Right.
or think they better than somebody in the same building.
Oh yeah.
You
The
understand
same
that?
building.
You think
Right.
you better than me, but you live in the same building. You think you better
Yeah.
because your sweater 400, but you live in the
Yeah,
same building
building.
as me.
You the baddest.
You
You
know what
the
I mean?
baddest
So
in
that's
projects.
perspective.
Yeah.
But I'm not just using the projects
Exactly.
as an
Example.
example,
Yeah.
right? I'm
Exactly.
not
I know.
saying. I'm just saying because we live in the same block.
Right.
We live in the same building.
Yeah.
We the
Still,
same.
exactly.
You know what I mean? No matter how you put it, you might be a little cooler, but we the same.
Same, yeah.
We the same situation, dogs.
Compared to who?
Compared to who? You know what I mean? So, inspiration, man. Who or what has been a major influence in your life?
Dion Coopwood.
Who?
Dion Coopwood.
Who's that?
One of my mentors.
Okay.
Started off as a friend
Mm.
and was just adding value to me. He just wanted to see me do good. Never asked for a dollar. Never said, yo. He just would always give me information that made me do better. But not just in business, bro. Just become a better person.
Life.
We would
Right.
talk, and he'd be like, "Yo, man, that's why we gotta be good to our wives. This is why we need to be doing this. This is why we need to do here, bro. This is why we need to tap in, bro. This, hey, bro, what you eating?" And I was just, like, I didn't have like it was like, you don't want nothing. You don't want to charge me nothing. And I remember reaching out to him, and I was this is when I started to I was gonna start doing something called a webinar. So like right now, I do a free workshop every Thursday, and I was about to start that. And he was like dominating that, like he was killing it. And I'm like, bro, I want to start doing these webinars. And he's like, all right, yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'll teach. I got you. I said, nah, bro. How can I pay you? He said, nah. I said, no. What's your? I know you got a program where you teach people. What do they charge? 15,000, bro. I'm gonna pay you. Let's do it. Let's work. You know what I'm saying? And he gave me so much value for free. I'm like, I want to pay you, bro. This is a good friend. He would have not charged me. Like, cause we have like, other people, we all are close now, but they didn't have the same relationship that I've had with him.
Yeah.
And bro, since then, I mean, spiritual, he checks in on the family. Like he was it yesterday? I said I was on the phone with him. Hey bro, checking in with you. I'll show you the text.
Mm-hmm.
How are you? How's the family? Bro, just hey, nah, you tapping with this. Always it's just always like forcing me.
Fire.
So you gotta have people like that. And then the big part about him is he connects all these good people together. So that's why we have the 7-figure CEO chat.
Right.
It's all genuine good people. An environment is crazy. So that is a person of major influence in my life.
Fire.
My wife
Mm-hmm.
is a person of major influence in my life. We've been through a lot. I put her through hell, and she's always had a genuine love for me, and always wanted to see me do well.
Yeah, shout out to Yvonne.
Even
man.
when I fucked up.
I see you.
You know what I'm saying? Even when I messed
she's
up.
always been a dope person.
Always been. And she does a lot for me. She sees things that I can't see.
Yeah.
And she does things that I couldn't do, but I don't even have the patience to do some of these things.
Yeah, that's dope.
And that's why relationships are important. So Dion,
she's a good balance for you. Great balance.
A great balance.
You guys make, man, you guys are great.
Goodness.
You guys are great.
She's an incredible balance. She get on my nerves. Headache. Hopefully she watches, letting you know. Yeah. But
that's how it be.
Nah, my wife is my closest friend, bro.
So,
and yeah, I got that, and then I got mentors too. I have mentors that don't know that they're my mentors.
Yeah.
And I have mentors that they know. Like another person of influence in my life that he doesn't know. I'm gonna be in his program soon. Y'all heard it on camera. But Myron Golden, man. If you guys get a chance, look him up, Myron Golden. And he teaches success principles, but he used from a biblical sense.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. If you can search anything Myron Golden, and he's incredible.
Fire.
So you get the spiritual side, and you get practical financial principles, bro. And starting to learn how you can, because it's not a big difference. I don't let y'all know it's not. You could be making 100,000. If you can make 100,000, you can make $1 million.
Thanks.
It's just little stuff like that, and he teaches all those. So yeah, man, I got some influential people in my life, man.
So talk about influential people.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite book or resources? Any books, podcasts, or resources you recommend?
Yeah. So we'll go with podcast first. Podcast that changed everything for me.
The Jay Payso podcast.
Why'd you say it? I was about to say that. That's crazy. You messed that all up. Nah, put that in there, bro. You know what it is? Like, bro, it's podcast because what you're doing is, bro, you have success in your arena, and you're bringing other successful people from different arenas, other perspectives, people who've been through things. This is you getting around the information that you don't know, and if you want to be successful, you got to find somebody successful at what you want to do and do what they did. Right. So when you have podcasts like this, where you bring in people that are successful in different arenas, you get to, some of y'all are going to find y'all mentor from the Jay Payso podcast. Mm-hmm. You're going to find your next lane from the Jay Payso podcast, right? So it's podcasts. The podcast that I watched was called Earn Your Leisure, because I went to school with Rashad Bilal.
You did?
Yeah, we played ball together.
Oh shit!
So when he came, funny stories. When he came in, usually they assign a freshman to an upperclassman. Yeah, they assign him to me. Wow. So I was teaching him about writing goals and stuff like that, and we developed a really good relationship. So every time we played ball, we had to share the hotel rooms together. We were roommates in college. Yeah, so we always had a good relationship, and man, he see what he's doing right now. It's incredible, right? So if you ever
they popped off in 2020, right?
Oh, they popped off a little bit. They went crazy in 2020, but they was already working. Yeah, they was working it before that. But the podcast, I didn't even understand the vision of a podcast.
Yeah, me neither. No, I none of us did. Really?
Yeah, I didn't know what. I didn't.
That shit came out. You know who else popped in 2020? Rest in peace, Jesse Lee. You know who that is?
Jesse
Lee Ward. You know who that is? She's in the network marketing space.
I seen when she passed. Yes, I know exactly.
She had
she's a network
She had stage 4 cancer.
Yes,
and she was a beast.
I remember you posted her too.
She was a beast. I never seen nothing like her. I seen her. I ran into her in the pandemic, and I'm like, yo, who is this girl? She, what's crazy? There's a few people I ran into that got it started in the industry in 2014. That gave me crazy perspective because I started in 2011. I'm like, yo, what am I doing wrong? Or what system I had that these people are coming in are now doing $1 million a month?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she was one of those people that she was doing over $1 million a month and she was crushing it. And her business spiked during 2020. She locked in and she went live on Instagram, social media, period, on all her medias every day.
I'm about to say that.
Every day.
What'd that go back to? Consistency.
Man.
Every day. I'm pretty sure her first one was nobody on that shit.
She blew up. Yeah. Out of here.
Some people do go. She went live every day. The first few, she already had 5, 6 people, 10 people, 12 people.
My thing is, what do you talk about every day?
Something. Right. That's one of the things I'm committed to right now is for me is I'm showing up more on social media. So I don't know if you noticed, like now, like I'll be doing like little posts and I'll be talking, or I'll do like what I did today when I'm like, hey man, I need your help, and I just post stuff. Before I wanted everything to be perfect, camera perfect, look good, whatever. Now,
that's what I felt like. I put that up the other day.
People watching, they want to see natural. Yo, what's up, bro? They want to see, bro. That's why I be posting shit. I don't got a haircut. Only way to get a haircut. Hey y'all, let me ask you something. If you was doing this, like yo, and your people want to feel a part of your life.
Stop thinking.
Yeah,
so
we overthinking it. They want to be a part of your life. They want to be a part of your daily routine. They want to buy into you.
That's how she was. I love it.
We say this,
man. She didn't care about her hair. Like when it was time, it was time, bro. And when it was not that, it wasn't that. No makeup,
bro.
Going.
We say it all the time. I learned from that remark. People buy things from you, or they buy into you because they know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
Bro, if I'm comfortable coming on here, I don't got the haircut, I'm going to get a haircut, then I'm looking fly, then I'm hanging with the family. Yeah. I'm in Walmart with the family, I'm bugging out, I'm joking with my wife, I'm being me.
Yeah.
Now they're like, yo, man, I like dude. Yeah. Now they'll buy in, they trust you more.
I pulled away from that, from all that social media shit, because again, overthinking. Now I'm posting sporadically, you know what I mean? Now I'm using my page like actually like a TikTok now. Like I just don't care. It's like whatever.
Put it out there, but that's why people will buy. Now they get to see, even through your posts, they get to see your personality, because they probably always see the motivated Jay, the hard working Jay.
That's what my man said.
But now
my man was like,
then I get to see the funny when you post it. They're like, oh shit,
Yeah,
oh,
my man
oh
was
shit, I
like-
could joke with him. They don't know. Some people
which
don't
is
know.
crazy though, because like, what does it
No.
matter? But it does matter.
It
'Cause my man
does.
was like, yo, people think you serious all the time, man. You gotta show the
Yup,
funny
you
side,
got to,
man.
bro.
Fuck all that, you know.
It
whatever,
don't have to be.
but it's-
And for anybody watching, you got to show them the side that they don't really see, and that's why what's good for like with me on my social media, they get to see me and my family.
yeah.
They get to see me being a goofball.
Mm-hmm.
They see me. I don't know how to dance, but I dance all the time on social media because I joke around like that. But then they get to see me.
You got some swag,
They see
man.
me,
I be
you know what I'm
seeing
saying? I
you.
be doing a little
I
something.
be seeing you.
I'm getting a little better. You feel me? But the whole point is they get to see me and they buy into me. You know what I'm saying?
Matters.
Yeah. So I don't even know how we end up talking about that.
No, 'cause
But
well,
I know you just asked me
I
about.
asked you about favorite books and resources. So we spoke
So we talking
about
about the podcast, books. There's a few books, right? And I
just
took
give them
this-
three. A top three.
All right, cool. It's possible to read the right book at the wrong time.
Facts.
So you gotta know what season you're in.
Or maybe not because I don't think it's a wrong time to read a book.
Okay.
Because there's different times in your life that you get different perspectives.
You might have to read it again.
So you have to read it again.
Yeah,
I think all books you got to read again.
And that's me. I never liked reading.
Me neither, but
Right.
we got audio books.
Yeah. So here's some of my favorite books. I like Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It's one of my joints. Right.
That's a classic.
Here's one. And for me, I'm a common sense kind of person. If I see every time I watch the podcast or read a book, they always reference this one book, Think and Grow Rich. So for me, success leaves clues. If every millionaire, wealthy person is referencing this book, I'm gonna read that. Right? There's a few. Here's a simple one for you, like Who Moved My Cheese. I didn't realize
Powerful book.
how many people. And that book you could read in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would be a book that a lot of people would reference. So a lot of people reference that.
Yeah.
That was three. I have a bunch of books that I read.
Give me two more.
Now I'm into audiobooks. So
I'm
How to
saying
Win
shit.
Friends and Influence
This is a powerful
people. You know what's a book that I read and I didn't finish? What to Say When You Talk to Yourself.
That's a good book. Me too. I haven't finished it.
I didn't finish that, but I don't know. Maybe I've never talked really bad to myself.
Me too, but yeah, me neither.
But I never finished it.
I never spoke bad into my. I never. I'm gonna be open here. I never spoke bad about myself until recently.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The last, like, not now, but in the last probably like 2 years, 3 years, I had like challenges of a lot of like personal stuff that was going on, and I started to like really doubt a lot of things personally. You know what I mean? Not like what was going on, but like, will I, or is it meant to be, or you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? And you start to like second guess all this stupid shit that never really crossed your mind before. And man, I tell you, that was the most that I've spoken to God.
Right.
Man, listen,
That
man,
makes sense.
that's a whole other podcast.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's a whole other podcast.
I just said it's possibly the right book at the wrong time. Not necessarily the wrong time. It's just now is a better time for you to read it. If you did read it, this would be that would have been a good time to read it as well.
Yeah.
But the good thing would be you could always remember, like, I remember when I read this book. I need to be touching into that now. So you know, like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
so those are some of the books that I love. Damn, there's another book. Freak. Shoot.
Magic of Thinking Big changed the game for me.
Yeah, I read that. There's another book that I'm thinking of, but I don't know why I can't like say it.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad was the first book I read. And you know what's crazy? There was somebody who worked with me at the YMCA. Before I read any book, he's the one who put that in my hand. And he was like, "Hey, read this book." And I really don't know. I see him. We cross each other's paths sometimes. And the next time I cross his path, I'm gonna ask him, "Why did you give me that book?" I don't even like. He was just like, "Bro, read this book." And
June gave me that book.
Yeah,
that was the first book. He was like, "Yo, you read?" I said, "No."
Exactly.
He said, "No."
I used to hate
he said,
reading.
"Yo, read this book. It's gonna change the game for you." That was like very early, like probably the first week, and when he signed me up.
Yeah.
And that's when it's crazy because you really like, it's important for the people that come into your life. So I met him that first week. He gave me that book. The second week he gave me Colors DVD, which is a
Oh, the
the
personality. Yeah.
personality test. So
Mm-hmm.
now I'm like tapping into Rich Dad Poor. I'm a kid from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, for really like just on the streets, whatever, doing what I'm doing and figuring life out. I meet June. That week, I get Rich Dad Poor Dad in my book. I start tapping into it. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. This is really good stuff. The next week, he gives me a personality test. So now I learn my personality, and then now it's like everybody I see is like I'm looking at them. It's like I feel like I could tell who they are within seconds. Now I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So all these skills that's now coming, you know what I mean? And again, it's because of who you start to surround yourself with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's
Bro,
crazy.
that's good. But those are some.
So what if some overcoming failures, right? Like anything that you could share, share a time when you failed and what you learned from that failure.
I'm not saying
I'm hitting you. I'm hitting you
Yeah,
with some
yeah.
questions today.
These some great questions. And I'm not saying I haven't failed. I'm trying to really think of something that
And if you don't,
when
cool.
no. But I mean, I failed so many fucking times, bro.
It don't even have to be
Yep.
something that simple, but something that got a good little like probably meaning to to
Yeah.
it.
I mean, everything I failed at. I mean, I still won in the aspect of doing it, but it prepared me for the next situation in my life. So if you look at the overall perspective of like playing basketball, just to give you an example, right? The goal is to go play professionally, whether it's the NBA overseas. And I didn't do that. I didn't do it. So I failed to hit the finish line, but I learned a lot, especially in my last year. I remember playing college, right? And I can give you all different scenarios. I remember playing college the first year I played a lot. My second 2 years, I had a lot of problems, challenges where I didn't get a lot of playing time. But I remember the last year, I didn't give a fuck. I was gonna quit. Yeah, the last year of
4 years.
it was, yeah, my fourth year of college.
What college?
So I went to UMBC. It's an America East Conference, Division I school.
So you
That's
get
what.
busy.
Yeah, that's what me and Rashad played at.
Fern and them. You know Fern from
Fern,
Harlem.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
my guy.
Y'all played before.
Yeah.
You played with him before.
No, I played the like street ball. I never
Fern
played
used to
them.
get busy.
Yeah, I never played them in
Yeah.
like well, like in college or whatever.
He could shoot.
Yeah, Fern get busy. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen Fern in years.
Yeah, he's doing good.
But anyways, a lesson I learned in college. My last year, my plan was to quit. I just wanted to stay in long enough so they would pay for my second semester. So I'm like,
Right.
I quit. I'm good. I got my degree. I'm out. Because my junior year, like I was having a lot of problems going back and forth with the coach, so I didn't care. I would be in practice talking shit, shooting from.
You're a shooter.
Yeah, I'm a shooter, and I'm 6'5".
Yeah.
So I'll be pulling up
That's like shooting guard though.
Yeah.
In the NBA, the shooting guard.
Yeah, but in my school, like I ended up starting at the 3.
Yeah.
But I got recruited as a shooter, so I would be pulling up from everywhere, talking shit, doing the move, going crazy. But I had the tenacity, and I didn't care. I didn't care about failing, bro. I didn't care if I didn't care about lose. I didn't care because I'm gonna quit. And like, hey, they pulled me to the office. You want to be a captain? We want to appoint you captain, man. We realize what you're doing this year. I'm like, the year I don't care. Sometimes we overthink shit, and we just like. And I learned a lot from that. I'm like, yo, the year where I just stopped overthinking, trying to do this, and I just let it loose,
go.
and I
Let it
And
go.
I just went crazy.
Let it go. That sounds so crazy right now to me, right? See, you know what I mean? Like that sounds so right for me right now.
Let it go.
That just like that sounds that hit right now.
Yeah, man, and that was the year I did the best year. They were surprised. I was supposed to get a bunch of awards. They thought I was. I didn't get it because our team had we had a losing streak. But I went crazy that year. I was in like top in offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, points scored. I played every game, almost 40 minutes a game, every game.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went crazy. And the year before that I wasn't playing a lot. I was working out every day. Me and my guy Bobby. Shout out to my boy Bobby, my white boy. That was my white boy. But we used to always work out. But that so I learned that in that season. So like I said, I've always done so. If you look at it from one perspective, it's like, well, you played D1 college basketball. That's a win. Yeah, but when you look at the overall aspect of playing professional, I didn't play professional. But so it was a failure in that aspect, but I learned a lot during that time. You know what I'm saying? And that happens in everything in my life, even in, working jobs. Working jobs. I didn't become the supervisor or the manager at ACS,
Right.
but I failed at that, but it led me to network marketing.
Mm.
I never hit the top rank in every company. I got really close in both companies I was a part of. I never hit the top, so I failed at hitting the top. But everything I learned in network marketing, I use today.
Yeah.
Everything I learned in network marketing, I use today. So all my failures wasn't failures; they were lessons
At
that I
least you
learned.
use it. At least you use
Yeah,
it.
I use everything.
Everybody, there's a lot of people that just don't use
And,
nothing. It
and this
blows
is
me
why
away.
like I say they can't mess with me. Bro, I got 7 years of experience in network marketing. I got 7 years of learning about dealing with people,
But that's what I
hearing
was about to
no,
say. It's not even.
mentorship,
It's like
culture.
let's just take network marketing
Shit.
out, like the business, the industry, and what is dealing with people, relationships, the culture, the recruiting, selling, closing, inviting, getting people to see, and
Overcoming
all
objections,
overcoming objections,
learning about
all of
working
that,
with people,
all of that.
learning how to look at culture, bro.
Building an organization, building
Yes,
a worldwide
learning how
business.
to be teachable and
Yeah,
coachable,
creating leverage,
man.
being managed, man,
Every
everything.
you know what's crazy, and I can tell you this, and I'm telling y'all this, bro. I'm telling you this. I'm in rooms with very wealthy people, and almost every one of them has done some sort of network marketing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like one of my guys like, yo, you sound like somebody. Oh, and we realized, we have some of the same mentors through network marketing. A lot of people that we're around, they've done some sort of network marketing. So if you're in network marketing, even if it's not working out as fast as you want, you're not having the success that you want, you don't realize how much success you have, because you're learning so
Yeah.
many skills that either one day you're going to get to where you want to go in network marketing, or you're going to use those skills like I do in another arena, and you're going to go.
Yeah.
You're going to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, when people say, what's the thing? It's like, some people are starting at, when we referencing football, some people are starting at the 10-yard line. Some people starting at the 50-yard line, right? If we was going to get to the end zone, right? For me, when I started in this digital space, because of my network marketing background, I was at the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
I had a lot of these skills.
That's a great way to.
I was doing
break
presentations, but we did 3 a day every day.
Right.
So when they said, "Oh, you do a free," I said, "Do a free workshop a week." I was doing 3 a day. You're like, "Yo, you be going crazy." I'm doing one presentation a week. Right. I do 2. Sometimes on Sundays that people miss, I do a Thursday. Yeah. Right. By the way, employeeexitplan.com. You want to learn Airbnb for free? I do a free workshop every week, but I used to do 3 presentations a day, every day, live, via Zoom. Right. You know what I'm saying? Meeting up with people one-on-one. So all these skills I learned. The best thing I did was get involved with network marketing.
Yeah. And by the way, if y'all don't know, I'm still involved in network marketing, super heavy in it, and but we'll get into that later on. So we got two friends here.
On that, bro.
We got 2 friends here in 2 different industries, and yeah, man, you getting a lot of gain from here. So I mean, you see it like just 2 different worlds, but still connect in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I got some more. I got about 2-3 more questions.
Do it.
Right.
Are you tired? Because I ain't.
So, was there a moment when something unexpected turned out to be a major success?
Yes. So Airbnb first. The first thing, my first experience with that was when I took this Airbnb course. They were talking about 2 things, right? And this is always managing your expectations. The first thing they said was you can make $500 per unit per month. So in my head, I thought $500 per unit per month. I didn't want.
You mentioned this earlier.
Yeah, I didn't think Airbnb was gonna be my thing. By the way, like I didn't. Like, this is it. I was like, this is gonna hold me over till I figure out what was next for me. Right. So they said $500 per month per unit. So in my head, I said, okay, cool. I said I need about 4 units because that'll help me pay my bills till I figure out what's next. Second thing they said in this course and in the community, it was like, hey, get a Airbnb for every bill. So I'm like, I got a phone bill, I got rent, all right, cool. Let me get an Airbnb for every bill. I'm like, this is pretty cool. And then when I got my first 2 Airbnbs, consistently over the first 4 months, we were making over $1,400 in profit per unit, not $500. I said, oh, It's a lot better than $500 per unit. I
Yeah,
got 2 units. We doing like $3,000 a month after paying all of our
you got
expenses.
more than expected.
Yeah, so it's unexpected success,
The unexpected
and
success.
yeah, and
That's a
that
great question for you.
and that hello, I mean hello, that is what made me take Airbnb
Hello.
seriously. I mean hello, that's what made me take Airbnb seriously because I always looked at it as all right, who's going to be something to hold me over.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at this, I'm like, all right, cool. If I'm making $3,000 a month take home after paying my rent, after paying the internet, after paying all that stuff, with 2 units, I'm like, babe, you think we should go get 2 more?
Right.
So we go get 2 more. So now
How
we
many?
get
Huh? Yeah,
12.
finish. You got 12
Yeah,
Airbnbs right now?
yeah, 12. 12
Most,
one-bedroom units.
where and where?
Nashville is my primary location.
Okay.
Fort Worth, Texas. I love Texas, by the way. And I would definitely do Austin. I don't have any in Austin right now, but I have some of my students in there now too. And then Atlanta, Georgia. Right. So those are the
Three
those are
great
those
places.
are the, yeah. Atlanta is getting a little
Saturated or
not
Ain't
saturated.
you moving to Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm moving
soon?
to Atlanta. Yeah, I love
But
I
to do
love Atlanta. The thing with Airbnb with Atlanta, you have to realize so many people did it wrong and messing up for people to do it right. So Atlanta, is known for like there's a lot of hustlers out there, a lot of scammers and shit like that. So a lot of these buildings, you got people that was just like scamming their way in, using CPN, doing stuff. So now they just be on alert. You gotta be super official. You gotta know how to do it. But the cool thing is
extra
yeah.
to get it done.
But the good thing now is Airbnb has a lot of Airbnb friendly buildings.
Okay.
So these are buildings that partner with Airbnb. So you don't have to worry about like having clever scripts or worrying about get permission. They automatically allow it. So I teach a lot of my students how to leverage that. What was the initial question? Because I was answering
that was unexpected success.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned it. You mentioned it.
Okay.
How you thought you was gonna make 500, but you started
Yes, I
making
make
15.
yes, I make 15. Oh, that's what I was saying. The point I was making was that's what made me take Airbnb seriously, and that's when I really like started to say, "Hey, I'm gonna become synonymous with this industry." This is when I'm like, "All right." When now I started to think like when people think about Airbnb, they got to think about me.
Right.
Right. So
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Networking tips, right? How do you approach networking and building professional relationships?
First of all, is environment. I get one of the easiest ways to network because I know some people like, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know I don't know how to talk to people. And I'll tell you guys something to say too. But I would say the first thing is if you put yourself in the environment, the conversations will happen naturally. So my favorite things, I'm always at when you see conferences out there, and there's conferences for like all different arenas, all different there's overall entrepreneurship conferences like InvestFest. There's conferences just for real estate, there's conferences just for trucking, so whatever niche you're in or whatever you're into, there's conferences for network marketing, whatever it is, go to those, number one. Right. And then you can go to the overall ones because you're in an environment of people that are there to meet people and to build and to grow. It's not like you in your neighborhood where it's not, oh, why are you talking to me? No, everybody's like, oh, what's up? Like it's very inviting, right? So the easiest way to network is to get to and to put yourself in an environment where networking is normal, right? And then as far as what to say, I think social media made that kind of easier now.
Yeah,
I don't ask for nobody's number. I just tell them. You know what I do? Like especially with girls because at the day I'm a guy. If I'm talking to a girl and I'm like I'm vibing, I'm like, yo, she got good energy. We can connect. We can do business together. If I ask for your number, they might be thinking like, what's your intentions, right?
Yeah.
I'm married, so what I always do is I always say, hey, give me your Instagram. Instagram is less personal.
Yeah.
So they'll give me their Instagram, and as we talk, and if it's making sense, and we like, yo, we're connecting, let's connect. I'll just tell them, yo, I'll DM you my number. I'll DM you your number. We'll get on the phone, or I'll DM you. Let's get on Zoom.
Also, Instagram allows the person to get to know who you are before you guys
they don't do that
get
research.
to speak, right?
Yes. So, and that's why, and I also want to know who I'm, because I don't. I just want to see that person. Like,
Yeah, well,
they might be talking that talk,
with, and it makes the conversation a lot more smoother.
Now I go on their Instagram, I see what they about, see how they post, and I see what I'm like. All right, cool. I'm gonna connect with them.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I like social media. I personally don't ask anybody for their numbers. sometimes it'll happen. But like I said, that's more of like, hey, Jay, hey, you got to meet this person and you making that connection. But a lot of times at these conferences, I get people Instagrams and then, we will talk and then I'll check their Instagram out and I'll shoot them a DM like, hey, let's get on the phone sometime. Let's set up a Zoom. Hey, I'm having this event. You should come through like that. So, that's some like building relationships type of tips. But I would just say the number one thing with building relationships and networking is just getting an environment where it is. It's going to be harder for you or more uncomfortable for you to network if you just only in places that that you're comfortable being in. Go to these conferences, go to these events, go to these places where wealthy people are. I love to be where people that's about making some money. I love to be in those environments.
I like that environment. That's the biggest thing. Environment. Where where you around. Who you around.
Exactly.
Balancing work life, right? Like balancing work and life, right? How do you maintain a work life balance?
Working on it, and that's big, y'all. Like, when you are really driven, and you like, sometimes we so focused on work. And recently, I wish I remember what my son said, but recently my son and my daughter said something to me. My wife always says something to me, but when it's your wife or your person, sometimes you just kind of tune out. Like, whatever, I'm working, I'm trying to make this money. I want to make sure you live the life. How you think we could do all this? How you think we could do that? And sometimes I say that to my wife a lot, but my kids 2 times recently, they said something to me that made me look like, damn, I'm not giving them enough time. I'm so focused on work. And yes, we say it's good because we're so focused, but I realized, I said, yo, it made me change my goal, like to where it's like, I want to work as hard as I can for a short period of time so I could be lazy for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And when I say lazy, meaning like my goal is really to just spend time with my family, bro. Like just have fun, joke around, play with my family. But on 2 occasions, my son said something. I wish I remember what he said, but I remember looking at him going to the room and it was like, oh, another meeting. Okay, you go 3. That is another. It was like something like that. It was simple. It was subtle. But I looked at him and I realized, like, yo, he's so used to me just working. I still give him time. We still going stuff, but it's not enough. Wow. And then my daughter said something to the fact of, oh, dad's traveling or always doing this, whatever. And my wife always tells me, it's like, yo, sometimes I'm like, yeah, nah, but I'm on my journey. I don't want to stop my momentum. And my wife, and sometimes I'll tune her out like that. But then when my kids start saying, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, bro, you got to think bigger. And you got this. Is why the last time I came here, I was telling you, I just hired somebody else. Yeah. Today I came, I said I hired somebody else, bro. I'm hiring people, and I don't mind giving up some of the money to get my time. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm learning, bro. I'm like that for me. I don't even remember what the question was.
You just
man,
made me think of something. Because I took Jonas to the beach the other day, and he knew. My son is 5 years old, right? And he knew I had a meeting, a Zoom meeting that day, and we driving, and I was like, I cancel all my meetings. So I was like, I cancel all my meetings, and I look back, and he had this big ass cheese smile, like this giddy little smile. And I said, no work, Pop. Up again. So that in his head, that meant I ain't got to rush to go nowhere. Right. I ain't do this. I ain't got to do that. We chilling. You know what I mean? And like seeing that grin on his face was like, it was everything. That's it was everything. So when you mentioned that about your kids, like, yo, that shit is true. You got to like, they notice everything. They know. And growing up, I don't know if you did, but I didn't feel like that. Like maybe I did, but so much shit happened in my life growing up. I feel like I like kind of like numb myself. Like I got numb to certain things. But being so present in my son's life, and being aware, that's the biggest thing, right? Yes, being aware of like their feelings is everything. So when he said that, and you just mentioned that now, I was like, wow, that's so true. Yeah, I'm grateful for seeing, the kind of opportunity I seen, when I first, in 2011, because any of us, we wouldn't be in a situation. Imagine you working a job right now with these kids. Bro, with what, 3 kids?
Imagine I have 3 kids.
Imagine you working a job right now with 3 kids. How would that be?
I don't know how people do it.
I don't know how people do it, bro. And more power to you if you do that, man. Yeah. And I hope you look for an opportunity that helps you, evolve into I'm not saying that you're a bad parent, but into a better parent where you can be there for. I mean, it's just a different experience of life.
Worth it. It's definitely worth it. Yeah.
It's just a different experience with life, man. And I really hope you get an opportunity in your hand to do that. So balancing, I do want to answer something. I didn't say nothing on this pod, but I do want to say on balancing work life. It's hard. You said it's hard.
Yeah. So I was just basically saying like I'm figuring it out. And you know, like I said, my kids are helping me figure it out to where it's like how to balance. So I can tell you some things that I do, but you got another question?
But no, I do. The last question, but so because this question is crazy because there's different levels of balancing in life.
Mm-hmm.
So you got different seasons of different levels. You got a different level in your life where you got different balancing that you need to do, right? And I feel like there's people that get rich and they say you need some balance, but those people that got rich, everybody, all of us, right? Anybody was no balance
at all
in the beginning, and whoever never got rich, they never understood that. They tried to keep balance,
right? Exactly.
with their regular life and trying to succeed. You can't do that shit. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah,
in the beginning, no.
You gotta have a season, and that's why I said you gotta have that season where there's absolutely like everything is cut off.
Everything.
There's not one successful person I know is like, man, the whole time I was super balanced. But I just said I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
Because we understand that we take, and I said two things during this podcast, and you guys can rewind it. He said about balance. I said, I'm working on it. And then I said, it was a time I referenced, I said 90 days. I had to talk with God. I said 90 days. These are like runs, you know, you go on these runs where nothing else matter, you know, where you cut off the dates, you cut off the, you know, the family time, you cut off the chilling out time, you cut off the club time, you cut off the TV time, you cut off everything, and you just dial in full focus. Today was one of those days for me where I was just full focus. There was no TVs, there was no nothing. There was tapping into God, watching the sermon, listening to an audio book, going to the gym, handling meetings. I'm getting shit done. There's got to be a season in your life where for a period of your time, and whatever period, you're going to decide that period could be 30 days, it could be 60 days, it could be 90 days, it could be a year. I remember one time when I committed a year, I said, for the next year, don't talk to me about nothing. Let me just go. Let me do what I need to do so you could be good.
Get out my way.
Yeah. But guess what? My wife, she don't hear no from me now.
Get out my way.
I don't tell my wife no. She know, and I'm so thankful. My wife ain't one of those people that just try to ask for stuff that she don't need, and she's always been the same type of person. But my wife never, whatever she says, yeah, we can get it.
All that
yes, you can have it.
And all that happened because of sacrifice.
Because I took a sacrifice, and I remember the times. And listen, everybody's not going to understand it. There has been times where I told my wife, "Oh, I got to do this," and she was mad because we couldn't. Yeah, but I understood.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, I know. I wish you think I don't want to be there for my kids right now? You don't think I don't want to spend this time with them? But I would rather, while they're 1, 2, 3, I'd rather take this time out now and just go crazy. So when they 4, 5, 6, and they understand more, they're like, damn, daddy's always around. He's always playing with us. He's always fun. You know what I'm saying? I had to understand that. And then now when I get it, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm still got some goals I want to hit. But now I can afford to say, I put myself in a position to where now I can say, oh, you need more time? Let's hire this person. Let's hire that person. Let's hire that person. But if I didn't take that season, I wouldn't be in position to be like, oh, I'm gonna just hire people. And I can say, you know what? I don't care. Like, I hope they're gonna take me to the next level, but I'm okay with giving this person money and that person money and that person money so I can have more time with my family. I'm cool with that. You get what I'm saying? But it all started with that season where it was not balanced.
Sacrifice. That season where you had to sacrifice.
Exactly.
All the bullshit.
All of it.
All
everything. Ooh, you just tapped into a emotion in me, boy.
Yeah, it ain't no other way around it.
Yeah.
And people think it is. There's no shortcuts to success. It really isn't. Last question.
Ooh.
Right? And this is a simple question. Very simple question, right? But let's talk about motivation. Right? What keeps you motivated during tough times? So, you know, you've obviously, this is the beginning for you. This is the beginning of everything. And you've had so much success. What's that motivation that keeps you pushing? Because there's so many people that want to win, and then they get crushed by something, and they just don't never fight again. What keeps you going? What's that motivation? What's that burning desire?
Yeah, so it's desire and what keeps me going. So yeah, I have the big goals. But what keeps me going is the people I'm locked in with, bro. You gotta understand, right?
Again, fire. Staying around the
Fire.
fire.
It's perfect. So I'm looking like right now, this is the best example I can give because I'm looking at light, right? This is darkness, right? Right. If you didn't have lights plugged in or turned on, it's always dark. It's always dark. The only reason we have light is because of lights that plugged in, right? So darkness is like always around you, and you can relate darkness to whatever you want to. The negativity is always around you. The hardships is already around you. The obstacles is already around you. The challenges are around you. Death is always around you. Negativity is always around you. Like all that stuff is always there. But if you keep a light around, that's what keep the light. Like, see, my light is my network of people, my circle, my 7-figure CEOs. These guys keep me going. They keep me motivated. They keep me striving. Even when I thought I've done something great, they're like, hey, I just did this. And I'm like, oh, man. And they push it. They tap it in. They call you when it's unexpected. My boy Dion hit me. Hey, bro, I just want to check in with you. How's everything going? How's stuff with you and the family? You know what I'm saying? So for me, bro, it's the lights. I keep the lights around me because I know darkness always exists. So I make sure that I have light around me. And I have that group of people that just keep me pushing, that helps me when I'm going through the hard times, that can see things that I can't see, right? Because a lot of times we think, oh man, no, I need to do this. No, bro, you can't see because you're in it. You got to have people that can see you and say, hey, bro, I wouldn't do that. I would go this way. Or let me connect you. No, bro, I see you a little off, bro. You might not. I'm telling you, bro, there's something, there's no, so it's the lights that I keep around me. So what keeps me motivated, what keeps me inspired is my group of people that I'm around, right? You got to surround yourself with the right people.
Hold up. I need to get a horn now. I needed that right there. Just made me want to get a horn. I need to get one of those machines. I'm gonna go. Burr, 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 burr. Listen,
drop a bomb.
My man said. Listen, you said I'm not. This is not even a game. You said, if you have dark, and everybody has darkness around them.
All the time.
Everybody has darkness around them. But when you have the darkness going on, when you're in that darkness, what light are you putting around you? What light are you seeing so you can see through? Because you gotta use people as a flashlight. Mm-hmm. You gotta see. Ooh. You got. I always say that. So you gotta be the flashlight to somebody else that's following you.
Ooh, I like that.
You know what I mean? You have to be the flashlight. I got that from my man Sway's. Rest in peace.
Oh, I'm gonna use that. Sway's passing you. I'm taking that.
Yeah, that's man. Great. He said that in one of his. So you got to be a flashlight. You got to be the flashlight for the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. So that's what keeps me going, man. And I'm thankful. Wow. I'm very thankful, man. I'm thankful for my friends that I'm around, the people that I've met, and it all started with me like putting myself in different environments, going to the conferences, meeting the people that was like-minded, put myself in rooms. These people put themselves in rooms too. And when you get around that, bro, it's magic. It's magic. So, yeah, man, it's been incredible. God is amazing. And I'm thankful, very thankful, very thankful.
Yo, this was incredible.
Yeah,
this was incredible. Man, I feel like I want to ask you more questions, but this was incredible.
What's crazy? We did the other one.
We
were still talking, and I feel like we just got so much to talk about. Yeah, because we didn't really talk about the same thing.
We didn't talk about none of the same shit that we did. And the other one was 3 hours, damn near.
Podcast trilogy.
Hold up, let's do it. Let's get on the let's do this quick video real quick, man. Yeah. We just hold up.
Gotta keep going.
Yeah, it's still going. What up, everybody? We just finished doing the podcast.
Hello.
and let me tell you something, man. We did a podcast last week. I know a few people seen us together last week, and we did a almost a 3-hour podcast. And I went home, and 2 days later, I ended up, going to edit, and audio was done. It was finished.
No sound.
We just finished working right now, and we got something special for you guys. And we didn't speak about nothing
that we spoke about the first
time, which is insane. So I'm excited about this pod that's about to drop. Make sure you tune in to my man Jerrell Dinkins. You got your boy Jay Payso.
Hello.
This is the Jay Payso podcast.
The only way.
It's going down.